Welcome live to Watson Stadium. Ty Friend here with you as tonight your Hobbs Eagles open up the 2025 season against the Lovington Wildcats, a battle of Lee County. And, of course, we'll have that action coming up here in just a few minutes. It's going to be a very hot night of football. Ty Friend here with Sovereign Anthony, and we're getting ready to go here with the pregame show in just a couple of minutes. So we're just trying to get sound check going and get ready for the action. You can catch it on the radio, Cool 95.7, and on the internet if you're probably watching right now to HobbsAmerica.com on the Hobbs Eagle logo. Click on that. Or you can also go to the YouTube Hobbs Sports page, plus the Cool 95.7 app on your cell phone. Now, only the internet versions of the game will be actually with video, and, of course, the radio and the radio app will be the audio version of this contest. So it should be an exciting ball game. Of course, Lovington on a 2-game winning streak against the Eagles. We'll talk about that and how these teams are rebuilding in some of the areas of their squads here in just a minute. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with the Hobbs Eagle pregame show versus Lovington here at Watson Stadium. Stay with us. We're back live here on the Hobbs Eagle broadcast. First game of the season. Still doing a voice check here. Ty Friend at Watson Stadium. And Saab is on the line with us right now. Go ahead, Saab, with your voice check.
Hey, we are here, man, at the first regular season game. Man, it's going to be an amazing game tonight. I'm ready to see some good football, and I know everybody else is ready to see some good football, so I believe we're going to have a great time, and football is always good on a great Friday night.
Once again, HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page, Cool 95.7 and the Cool 95.7 app. Back in a few seconds here with the Hobbs pre-season and pre-game show here from Watson Stadium. Welcome live to Watson Stadium. Time for Hobbs Eagle football. Live on the radio at Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Ty, Friend, and one Sob with you for the start of the 2025 season as the Hobbs Eagles take on their arch rival, the Lovington Wildcats. And Sob, welcome to the team, of course. First year here behind the camera and the microphone here for Hobbs Eagle football, of course, working for our radio stations at No Mark Broadcasting. But, of course, you used to play some football.
Yes, yes.
I should mention 2019, the fans seem to forget, you had a big game against Lovington. 7 catches, 149 yards. You were mostly the offense in that last season as you played as a senior. But other than that, I mean, 579 yards receiving. You had 4 touchdowns that year, 13.8 yards a catch. I mean, you were doing the job as one of the big receivers out there for the Eagles, although it wasn't an exciting game for you guys. You lost 26-0.
Yeah.
But still, since that time, Coach Stevens has been a big role with his Eagles team. 4 playoffs in a row, but still a big game for you against the Wildcats. I guess you get psyched up for this game, don't you?
Yes, man, I do, man. And I want the team this year, man, to be able to take on what we didn't do unto the team now, you know, because, man, it was a big, devastating game at the time. But, man, Ty, I really thank you, man, for breaking all of that down and everything like that. Brought me back to remembrance. But, man, to be here on a great Friday night lights, man, it's nothing like ever before. And I'm glad to be here, Ty, and I appreciate you.
This arch rivalry with Lovington has pretty much been a 3-2 win-loss record for the Wildcats. So in the last decade, about 10 seasons, they've really got the W's against the Eagles. Hobbs has lost the last 2 of these matchups, either home or away. So it's kind of a big grudge match here. Hobbs has not had 3 losses in a row to Lovington in 13 years. So that's something they want to change and not let happen again. Man,
I'm ready to see it, man, and I believe it's going to be good tonight, and I'm ready to see a big game. I'm ready to see some expecting big plays and so much great things, and I'm ready to see this team, and let's see how we can do this season.
Of course, the Hobbs Eagles last year at 7-5 for Coach Ken Stevens, 4-2 in district, and had a tough couple of opponents there at the top of the district board, Centennial and Las Cruces High. Las Cruces High is picked second in the state this year, so they've returned a lot of their players, including quarterback. Centennial's rebuilding in some areas. They should be strong as well, but pretty tough district, and you didn't really have a taste on a lot of those Las Cruces teams when you played, right?
Yes, man. We'd had a taste of them. We didn't have too much, but, man, it's been some games, and them teams always been a tough team, but man, that's what it's all about, and that's the great thing about football, man, is being able to play some teams that'll get you better.
Now, of course, both teams have lost their quarterbacks from last year. The Hobbs Eagles graduate their starter, Beatty. Of course, the brother's still here, Braddock Beatty, so he's definitely one of the top receivers in the state. Lovington also lost their quarterback to graduation, Provincia, so that's going to be an issue. But I also lost 4 running backs, Ochoa, Cardenas, Hoguin, and Weiser. So when you don't have the backfield strong like you did last year, it's a rebuilding year. But Lovington's still picked to be number 3 in the 5A right now in the preseason poll.
Man, that's a great, man, and that's great to know. And me being here, I believe, man, it gives that person that knows about everything like that, it gives them a build-up to know that they have to pull strong, go hard, and knowing that they have to step up and make a play and be able to step up and prove something. And that's what I love about this, man. That's the game.
Now they've got Junior Medrano coming back from JV last year for the Hobbs Eagles. A very versatile player. He's a double threat, can run the football, pass the football, and that keeps defenses second-guessing. You roll out to the outside, you're going to tuck and go, or you're going to let it loose down the field. Lovington's secondary better be ready for that type of game.
Man, a boy like that, man, that can be able to do both, man, that's a force to be reckoned with, and something that we need to keep our eyes open to, and something that, man, that's going to be marvelous to see tonight.
Now, of course, last year, Seamus Wright in the backfield for the Hobbs Eagles. Little guy, but he can get up the field. He didn't get as many carries as you wanted, going through the season, at least for him personally, but he's moving into that position and has a year under his belt now. So he's going to be the primary back in the backfield. He's very elusive. You might get a grip on his shirt, but he's going to break away from you.
Man, I'm ready to see that tonight, man. There's nothing like a good old running back, and I heard of Seamus Wright, too, as well. And so I'm ready to see a whole lot of players step up and see a whole lot of players that I haven't seen before, and ready to see some good football tonight.
Now, the big return numbers for the Hobbs Eagles in the wide receiving core, Justice French, he's got some size. 33 catches, 628 yards last year. Was second on the team in touchdowns with 7. Of course, he's got the bookend, Braddock Beatty, returning from last year. 30 catches, 506. So he's second in yardage, but he had more touchdowns than French, 1 more for 8 versus 7. So those two guys combined, we're talking close to over about 1,500 yards or so in pass receptions and 15 touchdowns combined. They are a scoring threat. And in that scrimmage last week, boy, Beatty catching some stuff over the shoulder, tiptoeing in the end zone on the sideline, getting some TDs out of it.
Man, players like that, man, is what you expect to see tonight. And expect them to do that inside the game. And so as a former receiver, man, that's what it's all about. And that right there just gets you pumped up and gets you excited. So I'm ready to see all of that tonight.
There are a couple other guys we'll mention as the game goes along, but when you take a look at the defensive side, probably the biggest question mark, even Coach Stevens, I had to talk with him last night about this, is the linebacking core. I mean, there are three big guys that they lost from the linebacking committee, our senior graduates, so that's going to be a big mess there. So Hobbs is going to try to plug in some people to see if they can make up for those big shoes to fill. But Aiden Glum is their big returner, the linebacker. He's going to help out in that area, so he's going to try to take the team on his back with a good secondary, though. Hopefully he can stop some of the pass game for Lovington.
Man, it's going to be great, man. And defense wins games, man. Defense make plays, and that's what I'm ready to see, man. Can the defense, because the defenses are a very big help for the offense. So I'm ready to see some big hits, big plays, and some good tackles, man. That's what I'm ready to see. It's game time tonight, Ty.
Yeah, Adrian Mora, we might see both ways tonight. He's one of their secondary players. He had 3 interceptions last year for the Eagles, 10 knockdowns, 44 tackles, a couple of sacks, and a fumble recovery. So he's going to be a guy that we might see a little bit on the offense, but defense primarily. Got a lot of speed. He can come to the football for you.
Man, a player like that is always great. And a player like that, man, that can keep that up every game, man, is something to see, and it's always something to watch. So I'm ready to see all of that tonight, and I'm just, man, in shock. I'm astonished right now, and I'm ready to see some good game.
Nose guard Mike Meredith returns, a senior, 6'2", 330 nose guard, and he's a guy who's going to drop you to the turf. Woo. Coach was really happy, one of the best off-season workers for his team, and they said about him, too, he's sure of feet. He's going to get at you. He's going to throw you down. I think he had like 9 tackles for loss last year, so he's one of the biggest guys out there. The team's a little bit smaller than they were last year, but Coach Stevens says they still got some good feet.
Man, I'm ready to see that tonight. There's nothing like a good old nose guard, one that can make plays, one that can get inside, one that can make a great tackle. So, man, it's going to be good. It's going to be great. And, hey, I'm ready to see it. It's game time.
Quarterback Justin Allen, the junior from the Lovington Wildcats, their 3rd quarterback starter in 3 years. So he had a little bit of time on JV last year to get him ready for the season. And so he's definitely going to be a threat. Jaden Gutierrez, he's a major wide receiver threat, too. Had multiple touchdowns last year, also plays some defense. The big thing about Lovington's question mark is their running back by committee. Who's going to step up? They lost a lot of running backs. In fact, they've lost 4, I believe, in the backfield from last year. But Zach Diaz, Bustias, and Mendevel are expected to be carrying the ball for the Wildcats in this one. Wow,
man. If something that great, I believe that the defense is going to have to stay afloat, and the defense is going to have to make some big plays because, man, with a great running back and a player like that, it kind of gets tough. But I believe we can do it, and I'm ready to see a good game tonight.
We mentioned last year the Eagles losing a close one. That puts the record 3-2 in the last few years for Lovington, and definitely would like to make it number 4, which would be 3 games in a row. But Hobbs is going to try to dodge that bullet as best they can. So get ready for the big rival game. Hobbs and Lovington will take a quick 30-second break. Get ready for kickoff here at Watson Stadium. Opening season game on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube. Ready for the kickoff here at Watson Stadium. The Wildcats from Lovington wearing their white uniforms, blue numbers. Hobbs, their black uniforms, gold pants, gold numbers, black helmets. They will be receiving as the Wildcats will kick from their 40-yard line. And this will be the first game of the season, of course. We mentioned Eagles came in 4-2 in district last year. They lost to El Dorado in the playoffs in the second round. And the Lovington Wildcats finished 3-4. Of course, they had Roswell, one of their big teams to worry about, in Artesia, finished in the playoffs losing to Artesia, team from their own district. As we get ready for the kickoff here, Wildcats have their huddle going. A little discussion going on here before they break it. Kicking off for the Wildcats appears to be number 40, or no, correction, number 10 for the squad, Caleb Aranda. And we're ready for some action here. Sun's going to be right in our eyes for about 15, 20 minutes. Hopefully we'll get down quickly. And we got the kickoff. It's going to go back deep. Caught at the 5-yard line. Brought up across the 10 up the middle on the Starburst. The handoff to the left side of the 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Into Lovington territory, 40, 35. And right out of bounds at about the 31-yard line on the Starburst play for the Hobbs Eagles. And the man that got the handoff at the last second there was Justice French, of course, the receiver for the Eagles. And what great field position to start this one, Mr. One Saab.
Woo, man, that was a heck of a play right there, man. Nice play by the coach to be able to start off the kickoff return just like that. Man, that's a game right there. But it seems like they threw a flag.
Yeah, that probably is on a block up the near sideline from the Hobbs Eagle bench. But that ball was handed off about the 15 and got into Lovington territory, about a 47, 48-yarder. Some of the Hobbs guys are clapping right now.
Yeah.
So maybe there was a face mask, something to the sideline that might benefit them, which would be a tackle on a 15. I haven't seen – nope, they're marking against the Eagles. So I guess I'm going to rewind what I just said. Oh, unsportsmanlike. Not sure if somebody got a little bit mouthy after the play was done or what, but it was near the sideline on the Hobbs side regardless. But a great return for French. Eagles still going to have good field position, though, back at the 47 of the Wildcats in their territory, though.
Man, and you know what, man? When times like this happen, it's good to always keep your composure and always get ready to use that when it's moving forward towards the game.
As we get ready for the first play from scrimmage, Junior Medrano takes the shotgun. He'll tuck it, go up the middle, gets spun around, drop down at the 46, gets about a 2-yard pickup. The Wildcats swarm him, try to angle to the left sideline in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. But couldn't get around the guy that got around his ankles that time, Chris Caceres for the Wildcats. Short, strong safety.
Man, it's time for the offensive line, man, to pull in some good blocks, man. I know it's the first game, but I believe we can get it and move on forward.
Only gave him 1 yard on that carry at the 46-yard line in Lovington territory. And we got trips right, no receiver, make it one receiver left, and already a timeout, official in the backfield. Looks like we might have some issues. Talking to the official after that call, Seamus Wright, the running back, and it looks like maybe the quarterback, Junior Medrano, has a problem with his face mask or maybe the strap on there. They go and help him with that one. They're going to reset here, 2nd down and 9 from the 46 of the Wildcats. Cats are showing a 4-man front defensively. Shotgun, give around the left end to right, heads outside, breaks a tackle, knocks another one away from it, the 41. So he'll pick up another, looks like 7 yards for the Eagles. Seamus with his first carry. And it's going to be 2nd down and 2, knocking at the door here at the 42-yard line of the Wildcats.
Man, that's how you run the ball. Man, you always want to tuck. You want to put that shoulder pad down. And you want to run through the opposition, man, and that's always good, man. That's a good run right there.
Seamus Wright just 5'9", but he's got some poundage on him at 185, so he can knock you around. Twins left and right. 3rd down and 5 now from the 42. Shotgun, Medrano has a handoff to the left side, 45-40, stretch it out near side, 35, and touch toes down the sideline. That should be enough for the first down. As they went from right to left that time and getting the first down carry, Seamus Wright. He's going to get 7 on that one to move the chains. 14 yards on the ground, 2 carries for Wright, the running back. So he's starting to move it into Wildcat territory deeper now. That'll be at the 34 of the Wildcats on the left hash.
Moving up the field, man, is one of the greatest things, man. If we can keep moving up the field, man, that'll be great.
Eagles haven't even thrown a pass yet. They're pretty even last year, both over 2,000 yards running pass. Shotgun to Medrano, 1-step drop, 40, going to loft it down the far left corner, hits the goal line, but over the receiver who might have got his leg bunched up there. He's might have had maybe a pulled muscle or something. He's limping off and trying to drag himself out of the end zone. Didn't have much of a gap with him and the defender that time. The ball was lofted out high over the left pylon near the end zone, front of the end zone. 2 trainers out there to try to take care of it. It looks like maybe a Charlie horse. This hot weather always going to do that, right, Saab?
Yes, man, and that's why it's always good to prepare and everything like that, man, and I hope everything is all right with him. And good pickle juice, man, and lots of water before a game like this in this hot weather. Man, it'll always be good to be able to prep for games like this.
They're trying to get him off the turf here. Oh, it's going to take a little bit of time. Might even be an ankle. Doesn't look good up the sideline. We're trying to check to see who that was. Hoping that's not Justice French. The kid has some size. Whoever it is, the number a little bit bunched up at this point. But ball was just kind of lofted over the shoulder that time, but about 5 or 6 yards past the receiver. Clock is stopped here at Watson Stadium. 10:53 left first quarter. Lovington and Hobbs, arch rival game. And both teams they actually called both teams to the sidelines. The refs letting them get water. You're going to see a lot of those unofficial timeouts, or actually official timeouts, but not charge either team to get replenished here.
And I believe the team is ready now. Sometimes it always takes them first couple tackles, the first couple plays to get you going, to get you ready, to get you started and pumped to move on forward throughout the game.
So they're still looking at the receiver right now about the 10-yard line out of bounds. The Eagles back up with the Twins left and right. 2nd down and 10 from the 33-yard line of the Wildcats. Left hash, man in motion from right to left. They'll do the shotgun, give the ball to Wright. He tries to angle right. He's going to get put down right in the middle of the field at the 34. Didn't look like he got anything on that one. He had a bunch of white jerseys converging on him quickly. Not going to misread that one up front. And the big man up front first for the Wildcats to do the big bear hug to get the stop on Seamus was big number 73, Julian Gillian, the tackle. Twins left and right, 3rd down and 12. And we got movement all over the line.
Wow.
Eagles look like they're clapping on that one. They might have pulled him off that time. Diego Argot, left tackle, was clapping his hands. It is a defensive offside penalty, 5 yards against the Wildcats.
Man, that was a play right there, man. He just knocked him off his feet and everything like that, man. But hope Hobbs, the offensive line, keep their composure and just do good and get ready to block for this next play because that's what it's all about.
They'll move it up to the 30-yard line near the left hash. It'll be 3rd down and about 8 for the Eagles. They'll send 2 receivers left, 1 or 2 right, or 3 right now. Trips 1 left. Shotgun, back to pass to the 35, rolling left. Junior going to tuck it. Little shake and bake over to the 30-yard line to the Hobbs Eagles sideline near side and dives to the 26. So he'll get another, looks like 7 on the play. So that's Medrano's second carry, 8 yards. But short of the first down by about 2.5. But this far into the Lovington territory, do you go for it early in the ball game with no score on the board?
Man, this something like this, I know if I was the coach right now, I would go for it. I believe they can get the first down, and I believe they just can get it.
Braddock Beatty, of course, does some of the kicking for the Eagles. Looks like he's not going to be back in the backfield for that chore. 4th and 2.
Wow.
Hobbs going to set up for the offense at the Wildcat 26. Twins right, receivers 2 to the left, and now timeout Lovington. Both coaches have stopped action. Actually, the other one was an official timeout for Hobbs, but they're going to talk about it. Both teams going to have to set up something to go here. We'll take a break as well. 9:30 left, first quarter. Hobbs 0, Lovington 0. Opening of the 2025 season returns in 30 seconds. Back to live action here at Watson Stadium. Opening game of the 2025 season for the Hobbs Eagles, facing a 4th down. A little bit more than 2, about 3 yards. Got to get to the Wildcat 23-yard line. Left hash for the Eagles. Trips right, receiver left. No score in the game here in the first. Man in motion right to left. The shotgun back to Medrano. 1-step throw. It gets his ball blocked. It's going to take a roll on the ground out at the 10-yard line, way ahead of the play. And I think he got bodied up first, then let loose the ball. Wobbler went down quickly. No chance to extend the arm on that one, and that will be a turnover on downs. Back to the Wildcats, who score 1 on the defensive holding up on the O of the Eagles.
And I believe the offense just got to keep getting used to it. I mean, it's a lot of things that they're getting used to, but I believe the defense got to come out here and play.
Wildcat football, they'll have it at their own 25.5-yard line, close to the 26. 9:26 left, first quarter. Wildcats, that JV quarterback moving up to the varsity this year, Justin Allen.
Wow.
Didn't see much. He had a couple of passes for varsity, but not much more than that. Trips left, receiver right. Shotgun. 4-man front for the Eagle defense. Handoff for angle right, and trying to backpedal his way in, Zachary Diaz. Didn't get much on that one, and coming in for the Eagles to wrap him up, Adrian Mora. Mora's a two-sided of the football type of guy, and he definitely is going to get in there quickly from the secondary.
Wow, man, great tackle. Great tackle by him and everything like that. And the good thing about tackling is always good to break down those hips and always aim for the, yeah, it's always good, man. I love it.
No gain on the play for Diaz on the right hash, 26-yard line for the Wildcats. Again, a close battle last year between these two teams. Just a few-point differential. This team actually won the state championship back in 23.
Oh, wow.
Didn't have the same coach at that time, Bailey. The ball's dropped to the backfield, and it falls out towards the left hash near the 23. So well behind the line of scrimmage. Little pitch look that time. That's going to be a big loss. Looks like, oh, they're going to move it up a little bit more than I thought. Back up to the 26. What the heck is that all about? That ball was loose in the backfield.
Yeah.
Not sure what that's about. I don't know if they called that a forward pass incomplete or what, but regardless, it's back to the 26. So 3rd down and 10, the Wildcats trying to get something going on offense.
But it seems like the defense is giving them pressure, and that's what it's all about, and that's a good thing. So they off to a good start, and that's what I love to see.
Twins left and right, making trips left now. Shotgun. Back to passes Allen. 2-step drop, fires down the middle. Seam route, caught at the 40, spotted, breaking a tackle, dives down to the 43, and that will be a first down and then some. A big 15-yard pickup for the Wildcats is coming up with the catch, middle of the field, Jaden Gutierrez.
I believe those free safeties in the backfield would have to close up that gap right there, man, because that gap was wide open for them. But if they can close gaps like that for receivers and the routes to go in that way, I believe they will make an anonymous play.
So they give him 16, actually. Number 14 gets 16 yards. 1 for 1 in the passing game. Allen going to get the shotgun, hands it, fakes the handout, takes it up the middle, sees a gap in the A gap, and tries to drag a wall with it from the Eagles D. But they're right on top of that, about 5 guys in on the play. I don't know if he's going to get anything on that one. Coming in from the linebacking core for the Eagles that time, Gavin McPherson. And that'll be a gain of just some forward progress, 2 yards for the quarterback. That's Allen.
The good thing about it, man, both sides are coming out here and ready to play. Man, especially with this rivalry and this intensity that this game has, man, I believe they both want to get the dub, and that's the great thing about the football game.
2nd down and 8 from the 44 of the Wildcats. Still scoreless, twins left and right. Allen wants a shotgun on the hand slap, 2-step drop. Throws the out route, good fingertip control, is pulling it down. Again, that's Gutierrez, and he had to kind of turn his body to the outside and get his fingertips extended out there, and is able to move it ahead a few more yards.
Great catch by the receiver. And I believe if the cornerbacks, man, can stick on their man and break down their hips and everything, I believe we can make some good plays.
2 catches for 20 yards now for Gutierrez. And that will be a 3rd down and 5 for the Wildcats at their own 47-yard line. Clock is going down to 7:03 left, first quarter. Neither team has put any points on the scoreboard here at Watson Stadium. Allen's talking to his running back and moving him from right shoulder to left in the backfield. That's Diaz. Shotgun, fake to Diaz. Tuck it in, going to the left side, up the middle, now to the 50, across into Eagle territory. Close to the first down is the quarterback. Big question mark is whether he made it or not. Allen needed to get to the 48 of the Eagles. And it looks like he got at least 5 of those and is going to be short by 1.
I believe the defensive line, we have to close those gaps right there because it looked like they're running right up the middle. They're getting through these gaps, and I believe we can close those gaps. We can make a heck of a play.
Ooh, now they're going to move it up an extra yard, give him 6 and the first down. So Allen now 2 carries for 8. That's a second first down for the Wildcats now at the Eagle 48. Trips right, receiver left. The receivers 3 side on the right are bunched up. 3-step drop for Allen. Wants to fire down the middle. Post route. Ball's loose. It goes over the top, way over the head of the intended receiver in the middle, Elijah Rivera, about the 40 of the Eagles. He had about 3 black jerseys ready to Oreo him, as if he would have caught that ball, he'd have been smashed up. Incomplete, 2nd down, or 2 for 3 in the passing game is Allen. Only 2 catches coming from, of course, Gutierrez for 20. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. And as this game progresses, before that sun goes down, you're not just fighting your opponent, but also that heat.
That's right, man. So sometimes when those things come together, it kind of has you sweat in your eyes and everything like that. And it's kind of hard to make plays sometimes. Man, I'm telling you, I have the experience about it. But I believe if we can remove that out the way, get that out of our mind, and make good plays, I believe, man, this game can be the game.
Last year was 31-22 in favor of the Wildcats, so a pretty close game. The only difference was 4 interceptions for the Hobbs Eagles there in Wildcat Stadium, so that really kind of soured the O. Timeout going to be called for the Wildcats. They want to talk about it. Coach Bailey's going to bring the squad over to discuss this pivotal play, 2nd and 10 in Hobbs territory. We'll take the 30-second break, come back, scoreless game, Hobbs and Lovington, here on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Tie in 1 sub here as the Hobbs Eagles and the Wildcats knotted up at 0 here in the first quarter. 6:07 remaining. And does the first touchdown for either team get you the momentum, or is this just going to be a seesaw affair, do you think?
Man, I believe it'll be a seesaw affair because, right, the intensity is there with both of them, and I think they're both anticipated about this game. So I believe if both teams can calm down and be able to focus on the game, I believe it can be some touchdowns here.
Hobbs really was down big last year, 17-2 at the half, although they did get a 13-0 differential in the third quarter. Lovington outscored them 14-7 in the fourth to put it away in that ball game. But again, arch rival matchup between a 5A and a 6A. We got a man in motion left to right, trips right, give the handoff run the right into the 50, down to the 45, and pick up about 3 after a big pileup in the hands of Diaz. So he's going to get the 3. His butt landed right on the 45 as he tried to backpedal a few more. 2 carries for 3 for Diaz, and now 3rd and looks like 7 now at the Hobbs Eagle 45. Kind of a bend, don't break defense at this point for the Eagles.
And that was a great hit, but I believe if we could stop the play in the backfield and not let the opponent team to be able to move so far up the field, I believe we'll be good.
Everybody getting a little chance to breathe now. Lovington take a little bit more time in the huddle as they break it at the 45 now. The Eagles on the right hash, 3rd down and 7. 3 receivers quickly run out left, 2 on the right side, so loaded receivers, 1 in motion right to left. They're going to go with the reverse around the left side. Shaking and Bacon gets back to the 50, now cuts back up to the 45, fumbles the football forward, ball loose at the first down marker, and that might go back to the Eagles. It was run by Jaden Gutierrez, and he really didn't get much more than the line of scrimmage on that. Recovered by the Eagles, and waiting to see who came up with the football there, but was fumbled forward that time, and definitely a big turnover for Hobbs.
And, man, like a wise man said, pressure makes fumbles. And so, man, when you can give the defense a good enough pressure, man, fumbles can come out of nowhere by hits and also by pressure. So I give a great shout-out to the defense.
Kind of hard to tell who that was. I thought it looked like Leo Hawkes, the defensive back, if he was in there at that point. But we'll try to find out who recovered that fumble. First turnover of the ball game. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 with trips right, stacked up on the far right side. 1 receiver left. As ready for Medrano on the shotgun. You're going to throw the quick screen to the right side. Caught at the 40. Spinning around at the line of scrimmage. Don't think there was any forward progress by Braddock Beatty. And, boy, he was read quickly. Good D out there on that far left sideline in front of the Lovington bench by Kyler Reeves, who also plays both sides of the football, linebacker and wide receiver.
Man, yes, good play right there. Good play right there. I just believe, man, the trips on that side, man, could have really been on the open field on the left side and could have been more of a play.
Eagles are now 1 of 3 in the passing game. That was their first catch, but no yards on the carry, or the carry after the catch for Beatty. 2nd down and 10 from their own 40-yard line, right on the right hash. Eagles will be the single backfield for Medrano. Twins left and right, make it trips left. Shotgun. Medrano's going to run left. The double threat tries to cut back up the middle, and he's going to be brought down from behind. Boy, he got hog-tied from the ankles up that time. No chance to get away from the defender who was in there like a bullet. That's Joaquin Vasquez, the outside linebacker, and makes quick work of Medrano, a 2-yard loss.
Man, great play by the defense, but I didn't know right there if it was either a run or it was a pass. And if it was a pass, man, I believe the receivers got to get more open. And if it's a run, man, the quarterback has to run that ball.
And, of course, if you get pressure coming at you, penetration on the line, you got to get the receivers coming back to catch the football, not keeping down the field. 3rd down and 12. Back to pass Medrano in the pocket. He'll stay there. Fires down the middle of the seam route over the shoulder, but about a 5-yard ahead of his receiver far right in Wildcat territory at the 30. Trying to get underneath that was Justice French, but put on the brakes. The ball set over his head. If he would have caught that in stride, he probably would have been gone.
Yes, he would have definitely been gone. And I believe he was almost there. Just the quarterback threw a little bit inch too much. But, I mean, another play like that, man, and they leave him wide open like that again, man, it can be a touchdown.
We mentioned both their pass and run games last year, over 2,000 yards each, so good balance offense for Coach Stevens. 4th down and 12. Beatty is normally the punter, and now he's going to back up to it as he'll kick this away. Actually, might have been somebody else who just stepped up in there. It's going to take a big roll. Lovington bunched up and let the ball roll past him. It'll be tapped down at the 22-yard line as chasing it down for the Eagles was Josh Ortiz. Double checking to see who did punt that ball for Hobbs. That was Junior Medrano. The quarterback actually stepped up that time. I did talk to the coaching staff. They will see that on some plays. They'll switch out Beatty for Medrano, who did the punt on that one. So pretty basic field position here for Lovington at their own 22.
Man, it's a game right now with both sides, and I believe I'm ready to see a touchdown, and I'm ready to see who can make a play, whether that be on defense or offense.
Eagles 5 carries for 20 yards, no pass catches yet, or at least 1, but for 0 on that one. Lovington not doing much better in the running game, 2 for 8, or make that 11 yards on 5 carries. They have 2 catches for 20 for Gutierrez off the arm of Allen. Going to be Wildcat football once again. 2nd possession. Going to go with the handoff to Diaz. Comes up the right hash. Gets tripped from behind. Falls forward to the 25. Stumbles ahead for about 3 yards. And coming off the line to make a wrap-up for the Hobbs Eagles going to the knees, Jeremiah Mackey. This kid is 5'11", but he's packing 255.
Wow. That's a lot of muscle, man. That's a lot of muscle mass, and I believe, man, him being out there, he's making some good moves and great steps, and if he can make some more plays, man, it'll be great for the team.
Of course, Diaz kind of running straight up that time and paid the price for the big lineman. Going to be single receiver, two receivers left now, two on the right side, shotgun. Allen going to hand off to the left side of the line. Diaz going to meet a wall. Hobbs not going to have anything to do with that running game and plops him down, maybe forward progress to the 25. Looks like a helmet flies off, too, for the Eagles, and the man that was tackling first is going to have to take the run off the field. You got to set out a play after a helmet comes off, even though you try to get that thing all swatched up there. Going to see who that number was. It was coming off. Was that might have been Mike Meredith had to take a seat here. Yep, Mike Meredith, that big man. Of course, he mentioned in the pregame, 6'2", 330. It's kind of hard to get his helmet off.
Yeah. Man, I'm ready to see some plays, man. And it looks like Lovington, man, got a good run game. And I believe if the defense can stop that up the middle, man, I think we'll be great.
1 yard gain for Diaz is going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. The pitch left side of Diaz, heads outside to the 25, bounces off a tackle, tries to spin at the 24 as he's knocked backwards. Thankfully, a bunch of black and gold come at him at that point and put him down to the turf. So he's not going to he's going to actually go -2 on that one.
Like a coach used to tell me, if you could see all the black jerseys on one side, we are doing a good thing. And right there, we've seen all the black jerseys migrate onto that football right there. And if we can do that every run play, I believe we can stop them.
Well, I'm liking what I'm seeing on some of the defensive plays here. Big guys from the line are the first on the attack up front. Now a flag before the snap. Lovington had just barely broke their huddle, so maybe they had too many in the huddle. That's the only thing I could think of that when that flag came out. Wait to see what the Whitecaps got on this one. Legal procedure. They hadn't even got to the line yet, so I'm assuming that was maybe 12 in the huddle. So that will be a 5-yard penalty for the Wildcats. Their second total for 10 yards. Hobbs got a 15-yard penalty earlier in this first quarter. Clock at 1:56 left here in the first. Hobbs and Lovington still battling with a 0-0 tie.
And
go ahead.
And this may be good for Hobbs right here because if they can stop this play, it gives the offense an advantage to be able to make a play and score.
4th down and 12, definitely a punt situation for the Wildcats as they start the clock once again at 1:50. Eagles have a bunch in the box, 6, and the punt's going to come from about the 8-yard line, a wobbler. It's going to be dropping at the 48 in Lovington territory. Takes a Hobbs roll to the 46. They're going to have some real good field position after that punt, which was distributed by Joel Spencer. So Hobbs football, it will be in Lovington territory. That was the first punt of the game for Lovington. Both teams have kicked it away once each. Clock at 1:39 left, first quarter, and starting to see the sun going by behind the horizon there, and that's a definitely thumbs up for us so we can actually see the field better and try to read some numbers like I've been failing to do in the first quarter.
Yes, man, I understand that, man. The sun is going down now, and I believe it's better for the offense. It's better for the team, too, on the field. No sun in their eyes, no sweating. I believe both teams should be able to make a play, and I will see what this offense can do now.
Eagles football at the 46 of the Wildcats. Twins right, left, man in motion from right to left. That's Beatty. Little screen pass left side, caught at the 50, tripped and going again, though, 45, down to the 40-yard line and falling ahead to the 39. That's going to be about a 6-yard pickup. The man with the football, Seamus Wright, coming out of the backfield from the far right, behind the quarterback, into that little bubble screen to the left side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. And he's going to get, looks like, they're going to give him 5 yards on that catch for Wright. So it's only the first catch of the ball game, though. Actually the second, but first for yardage. As, of course, the first catch by Beatty, he got caught on the line of scrimmage and wasn't able to advance on that one.
Great run. Heck of a run by Seamus.
2 for 5 in the passing game for Medrano. 2nd down and 5. Shotgun Medrano. He's an option right. Here comes Wright around the right end to the 40. Stretches out 35-30. Sideline to down at the 26 for the first down pickup.
Wow, man, great run, man. That's how you run. And right there, man, he ran with speed. He ran with integrity. And that's what we need right there, man. It almost could have been a touchdown. It almost could have been gone.
Definitely got the Pistons moving on that one. That's a 15-yard carry. 3 carries for 29 yards for Seamus Wright. Remember last year, Saab, he was just a sophomore.
Wow. Wow, and being a junior out here and still making plays like this, man, and being on varsity, man, it's an accomplishment.
That's the second first down for the Eagles in this game. Twins left and right. Some confusion by the receiving corps. Their receivers putting their hands up in the air and saying, what is the play call here? Really upset was Josh Ortiz, the slot back on the far left here in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. He had his arms straight up in the air and trying to see maybe there was a change in the play call coming out of the huddle. But clock stopped, 20 seconds left, first quarter. We'll take a quick break. Scoreless 0-0, but Hobbs on the drive. Be back with us in half a minute. We're back at Watson Stadium. First game of the 2025 season, the arch rival Lee County matchup, Hobbs and Lovington. We have one Sav here. You played back in 2019 for the Eagles, had some big numbers, 140 plus in the catch game. We'll talk about that in just a minute. They got quickly back up to line of scrimmage as I've been babbling here. Twins left, receiver right for the Eagles. 1st and 10 from the Wildcats 26. Right will get the handoff, angles right, goes to the 25 sideline, gets bumped out about the 20, so he's going to pick up about 6 yards as Wright's getting some great angles to the sideline this first quarter.
Man, great run right there by Seamus Wright, man, and I believe he's getting up the field, and that's what we want. We want to be able to have somebody in the backfield that can get up the field, and I believe too much of the run game, it can get the running back tired, so I believe we can go to the throw game.
Yeah, that's right. We'll see how that works. 2 for 5, though, in the passing department for just 5 yards so far, so Wright's going to get a lot of the carries. Shotgun back to Medrano, back to the 26. He gets deflected, knocked into his body. The ball came loose. Wildcat staff thought it might be a loose ball, but he had a throwing motion there. That's the second time that somebody's hit. Oh, we got a fight. Fight going on at the 15-yard line. Flags are flying. Boy, what a mess there. Not sure, a lot of mouthing going on that caused that. No bad hits going on at the line, but I think the linemen were involved. We got the whole Wildcat coaching staff. Coach Stevens went out himself for the Hobbs Eagles. One arm is getting his team back to the huddle.
Man. Night's intensity, man, I give them that. But, man, too much of it, man, it can start a animosity and commotion and everything like that. And I believe we can keep our composure and just play football, we can get rid of all of this.
That's what I was going to ask you a few minutes ago here before we got the break. But in terms of this rival game, I know Coach Stevens says it's kind of a no-win situation. You beat Lovington, you should have. They're 5A. If you lose to them, oh, boy, you're not that good. What is the pep talk they gave you when you played for Lovington or play for Hobbs to play Lovington? How do they want you to take this rival game?
Man, they wanted to take this game where we should be able to demolish this game. And a lot of times, man, they would tell you, man, if you don't demolish this game, man, you got a lot of work to do, or, man, you need to sit down.
It's kind of hard to have to play this game, number 1 of the season. It's like a rival game. You like to work up to it. But, of course, the schedules and so many games the Eagles have to play in the Las Cruces area. They've got, Las Cruces high on the road. They play that back-to-back after playing El Paso Parkland in September. So those are 2 long road trips. They also have to go back and play Oregon Mountain later in the season on the road as well. So that's a lot of travel, but you got to fit these smaller schools and the county rivals in somewhere. And this year, first game, but then they turn around and play Artesia next week.
Wow, man. So they got a bracket ahead of them, man. And so this game right here determines on how they can be able to move forward. And I know it's the first game. Sometimes the first game, you got to remove the heebie-jeebies. But I believe if we can remove that and see how this game goes, we can see how they can do well against the bracket moving forward.
Got a long commotion going on here. The referees all discussing because when you get punches flying in fights, you might eject some people. And if you got the wrong person, you're thrown out of the game or more than one. First game of the season, they have to sit out next week against Artesia for the Hobbs Eagles. And the Wildcats got game coming up too, so that's a problem. Now, if we even these out, we have 3 personal fouls on Lovington, 3 on Hobbs. Nobody's going to have to probably leave the game unless it's an ejection, but the yardage won't change. So that's the thing. You got to have all the refs. What did you see? What number did you see throwing a punch? Who kept hitting after we said stop? I mean, there's a lot of things you have to sort out. A lot of times they might try to even it up here if it seems like just an even fight going on, but fights mean you can be ejected with no question. I don't care if you have pads on or not.
Wow, man, and that's why the biggest thing when you come to play football, have that fight with you. Oh yes, of course, but also have that composure. That was one of the things that I made sure not to do on the field. It's going out there, being able to be so big-headed, level-headed where I want to get in the fight, and so I knew how to keep my composure because missing the next game, man, can be awful.
I have to ask you this, Toe. I know you caught some big passes when you were playing for Hobbs in 2019, but I noticed, too, that you ran the football a few times. What happened with that?
Oh, man. Put me in the backfield, man, and running the football sometimes, man, because I had to tell the coach, man, Coach, I used to be a running back. So the coach wanted me to put me back there to be able to get a swing of it at the varsity and high school level.
3 carries for 55 yards in your senior season. You had a 45-yard run, so majority of that was on one run. But
yeah.
Again, that's pretty exciting. That was the first year Ken Stevens was here. Didn't have a great record, 2-8, but the next 4 years after that, he was going to the playoffs.
Yeah, man, and man, we want to give big shout out to Coach Stevens, man, for his first year and moving on forward and leveling up as a coach, man. It's always a great thing to see big accomplishment step after step and year after year.
Guess what? We've got conflicting penalties here. No yards like I thought. They're going to even out the penalties. So, You know, you have 3 fighters and 2 fighters. Usually somebody's going to get yards out of that, but they're going to just go ahead and equal it out and reset back to the 21. You got some boos coming from the Hobbs crowd, but how do we know who was involved, who wasn't? That's kind of a tough call for the Zebras to make.
It is. But let's see how this play goes right here. Maybe they can get their head back in the game and get this dub and get this touchdown.
They're down and 5 from the 21 of the Wildcats. Right hash, 8 seconds left first quarter. Twins left and right, shotgun Medrano. He's going to roll left and hand it off to the right around the right end. Misdirection, 20, 15. Down to the 10, he gets hurdled and does the splits out of bounds. That's a first down pickup. He's going to get about 12 on that one, right into that Wildcat sideline, and that's not a place you want to go at this point after we just had fisticuffs seconds ago.
Man, that was a heck of a run right there, and it seems like he ran with all that power and all that madness that he had in with him, and if he can run like that every play, I believe he can have some great yards at the end of this game.
That's the 3rd first down. Eagles knock at the door in the red zone at the 11 of the Wildcats. Can get a first on the 1.5-yard line. Shotgun Medrano rolls left with a whistle halfway through the snap. Might be a little bit of false movement there for the Eagles. You mentioned maybe go back to the passing game. We've seen a lot of rollouts from Medrano. The thing about him is he can pick it up and go, too. So if you get sucked back as a defender, you might be seeing him go across the goal line for a TD on the run.
And that's true, and that's right. And then you want to get the receivers moving. You want to get the receivers going. You want to get the receivers anticipated, waiting for a catch. And that gets them in the game, too, as well. So I believe a little bit more to the passing game will be good.
5-yard penalty on the false start for the Eagles. 2nd for 20 in the game. They'll go back to double receivers both sides. Medrano and Wright in the backfield. 4-man front for the Wildcats. A lot of shifting on that D-line, trying to get to see where the gaps are going to be here. Long delay for the snap count for Hobbs. Clock to 1 second. That is stopped for the first quarter here. And takes it down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Does it down the middle near the right side of the right hash there. Diving up in the air, trying to pull that down. Kind of an errant throw, though. Justice French, he's a pretty tall kid at 6'2". That wasn't thrown really high, but it was off to the left a little bit. He was more on the right hash, trying to reach out to the middle. And if you would have caught that, he probably had to have his head taken off by the safeties out there.
Yes, man, and it's always, you have to always be strategic on the way you catch the ball and the way you are landing, because you don't want to get hurt out here on the field, man, and injury is for nobody.
End of the first quarter, we're scoreless 0-0. Hobbs would like to punch this thing in at the other end zone now on the north side of Watson Stadium. We'll come back with the opening game of the 2025 season on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cole 95.7, and the app. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Junior Medrano gets a handoff at the end of the quarter break. Here in the second now. He's going to get, looks like, 5 yards on the carry. So Junior Medrano, who moved up from the JV from last year, did get a few snaps last year as a varsity player. He's got 4 carries for 1 yard. His longest has been 7 in the first quarter. Start of the second quarter here. Both teams scoreless. Eagles in the red zone at the 11-yard line of the Wildcats. Twins right, left, high snap to Medrano, rolls right out of the shotgun. Comes to the near sideline, kind of shuttle passes it ahead. Shot puts it to the ground, though, to the 5. Almost trying to pick it off there, scooping on the ground. Elijah Rivero, the cornerback. Rivero's a dual threat on both sides of the football as well, offensive and defensively for Lovington. Incomplete pass, so it's 2 for 7 in the passing game for just 5 yards. That hasn't really been bread and butter so far for the Eagles, but however you get it in the end zone, you'll take the early points if you can get it.
Right, and I seen that it was a little face mask, man. I seen the player, man, the receiver looking at coach like and looking at the ref like it's a face mask. So I believe we can get rid of that and be able to use our arms to get open. I believe we can make a good play. I believe the touchdown is right here for them to get.
Players don't get a vote on those calls, do they?
Yeah.
They're not old enough yet, not 18. They don't get to vote. Ball at the 11. It's 4th down and 9. Big call here for Coach Stevens. Shotgun, now a whistle. Lovington linebackers are pointing the other way as trying to get the officials' attention. Joaquin Vasquez. We got to delay a game, and those type of penalties you don't want. False start, you got eager lineman, okay, but not getting the play snapped quick enough. When you have the play clock on the field in front of your face, you can see it drop down from 25. You got to get this snap early.
And I've been seeing too many flags and too many penalties these games, so I believe we can get rid of those. Man, I believe the game will keep going forward.
4th down is going to be going to the end zone or nothing. No first down. Oh, no, they get a first down. Sorry, the 1.5-yard line. So 4th down, about 14. Back to pass. Medrano going to air it out. Right corner of the end zone, but he put too much mustard on it. Oh, boy. The receiver just ran over a spectator on the racetrack. She's up quick, though. He went flat into her that time. That was Josh Ortiz. He ran to the right corner of the end zone. The ball was way past him. Hard. You could tell when the release from Medrano, that thing was way too hard. But a girl standing there on that racetrack in the one lane got completely ran over. I mean, face first, or the receiver face first into her. And that's going to be it for the Eagles, unfortunately, on a 4th down. So Hobbs is going up high on that pass. They are just 2 for 8 in the passing game. Wildcats Hobbs turns over on downs to Lovington.
Man, I hope she's all right, too, but we got an offense going right here.
They're going to pitch it around the right end. Wildcats trying to stretch it out far side in front of the Wildcat bench. Elijah Rivero. He is a wide receiver, but lined up in the backfield that time. And he's going to get barely enough on the forward progress that time for the Wildcats. Garcia, the tackle for the Eagles. A flag came after the play. I think Rivero got about 2 on the forward progress, but they haven't moved any stick action yet. The flag coming very late after the play. We're going to wait for the Whitecap. He's talking to one of his, looks like maybe either the back judge or actually maybe the head linesman from the sticks came over to make a call there. Still haven't seen the signal yet. They didn't mark how many yards he got on that one. It looked like close 1 to 2 yards as he stretched it out to the far right. And again, that was his, I believe, first carry of the ball game. Yep, Rivero that was his first for 2 yards if they give him that much.
It seems like Lovington, man, they're running the ball pretty good, man, and I believe the defense have to make plays and make stops, but the defense been doing pretty good. I will give the defense that. And too many flags again, Ty. I believe the flags, man, is things that slows the game down and just have, everybody just talking to each other and this and that right there, man, can lose focus of the game.
Yep, 15-yard penalty against the Wildcats, unsportsmanlike. I think the mouth is hurting both of these teams right now because it's way after the play. 15-yarder, that's going to give the Wildcats. Oh, actually, sorry, what am I saying? Hobbs is the defense. It's against them. So that's their second 15-yard of the ball game. They had 1 in the first quarter. And that's going to bring it up to the Wildcats' 33-yard line, which will be a first down, their 3rd of the ball game. In terms of the rushing game, they've got 10 yards on 8 carries, 2 catches for 20 for Gutierrez. First down and 10 from the 33 of the Wildcats. Trips right, receiver left. Throw the screen to the left side in front of the receiver. Caught at the 34, 40, 45, and does a somersault down to the 49. Not quite sure we're going to mark him dead at. 16 on that one by Rivero, who has just run the ball before that.
Great run by Lovington right there. And we have to stay focused within the game because I seen that the defense was kind of, off guarded, but I seen there's another flag.
Yep, they called a block in the back, trying to break open the receiver after the catch. That'll be a 10-yard penalty. That's marked off from where the actual foul happened up the field. So a 16-yard pickup for Rivero, brought back 10. That'll bring it down to the 30-yard line. And the Wildcats going to be faced with a 1st and 13 now from their left hash on the 30. Clock to 10:49 left here in the second. No score on the scoreboard here at Watson Stadium. Hobbs wearing the black and gold home uniforms. Wildcats in the white visitors. Twins right, receivers 2 to the left. Shotgun coming up for the quarterback Allen. 2-step drop, steps up in the pocket, avoids the rush, throws it right flat, caught at the 34, 40, 45, 50, into Hobbs territory, a stutter step, spins it down at the 47-yard line. That will be a first down, and that's going to be 21 yards for the catch and run.
Wow.
For Vasquez.
It seems like Lovington came out here to play tonight. And I believe Hobbs got to be on the same type of timing, and the defense got to keep their head in the game.
So big catch on that one. 4 first downs now. That is the 4th catch for the Wildcats on 5 attempts. That might have been Diaz coming out of the backfield. I have to double check on that number, though. But first down regardless. First and 10 from the Eagles 47. Shotgun. Allen hands it off on the angle right to left, coming down the middle of the field to the 41. Simple dive action that time. About 7 yards on the carry.
Wow, man, the way you tackled almost seemed like another fumble there.
Yeah, they're starting to rip that football. They've had some fisticuffs earlier. Both teams went at it. So they're going to give Diaz 7 on that one. He's the majority of the carries so far. He has 7 total for 11 yards. 8 for his teammate in the backfield at some points, the quarterback Justin Allen. They're down and 6 for the Wildcats at Eagle 43. High snap to Allen, give it right up the right side of the line on the give, and that will go ahead for a couple more, possibly 2 on the forward progress, not much more than that.
Wow, man. I see that the defensive line, man, is stepping up, man. I believe they're taking into consideration that we need to step up. We need to know that this is game time. This is our first game, and we need to move forward because, man, that was a great play right there to stop it.
Yeah, great job. Samuel Zimbardi, the linebacker, 5'9", 170, is the man that came up with the tackle for the Eagles' initial hit. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down and a long 6 at the Eagle 43-yard line. Wildcats trying to get the first score of the game, tied at 0, 8:40 left second. Twins left and right. Allen went in the shotgun. He's going to roll right. He stutters at the 50, but there's a flag again. And, boy, you keep reminding us, Sav, about the flags flying. And it looks like we got another one. It's going to be a false start, a 5-yarder for, they're going to say procedure instead against the Wildcats. That is going to be their 5th penalty for 30 yards so far. 4 of those are 5-yarders. So those are things that they're going to be talking about the half break with Coach Bailey and the staff there about get your head in the ball game.
Man, we have to stop the flags, man, and the penalty, and just keep our head in the game because, I mean, oh man, this is going to be a game.
3rd down and 11 from the Eagle 48. Wildcat football. The whole defensive line jumping off 3 men. Meredith started on the left side, and the couple other guys jumping as well for the Eagles. Here's 5 going against Hobbs this time. So they're racking up the yards too. They got 5 penalties so far for 45 yards, and that brings it to a 3rd and 7. It'll be at the 43 of the Eagles. Clock returns to 8:15 and ticking here. Wildcats break the huddle. Trips right, 2 receivers left for Lovington. Allen by himself in the backfield, the quarterback, close to the 50. Fakes the throw goes up the middle, angling right 40 to near the first down marker, trying to stretch it out to the right hash. He had a couple of guys on his back, and it looks like he gets 7. Might have needed about 8 for the first. We'll have to wait and see if they give it to him.
And you know what? Like a coach told me before, arm tackling can get you hurt. And I believe if the defense out there can break down, really use that shoulder, really dive into the offense, I believe we can make heck of a tackles and great plays. But arm tackle will always get you hurt.
3 carries for 15 yards for Allen. That was 7. He's shy by less than half a yard. Needs to get across that hash on the right side. It looks like at the 37-yard line, have to get across that hash for the first down, just barely across it. So more than likely a quarterback keeper up the middle you would expect as they send receiver 1 left and 2 right. Allen will take the shotgun, gives it up to the middle, and boy, a big pile up at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he made it. It was Zach Diaz with the carry, but he met the black and gold wall, and that's going to be it. No first on that play. In fact, he might have lost a yard or 2.
Man, what a play, what a play. And you can tell when things like that go down, it was communication there. And so when it's great communication, plays like that begin to happen. But I believe, hold on.
Nope, looks like they're giving it to Hobbs.
Okay.
They kind of delayed getting the ball set down. -1 on the play, so that will be Hobbs football. That'll be the first turnover on downs for Lovington, although they did punt it away on their last possession. Big chess match going on here. Not the prettiest of games yet, but it's still scoreless. 7:13 left second quarter. And Hobbs now going to be at the line on their 38-yard line. Trips right, receiver left. Medrano ready for the shotgun. 3 in the front for the Wildcats. Going to throw the screen to the right side. Kind of lofted it out there. Oh, a face mask. No call. Now there comes a flag from the linesman near side. Nice snag in the air by Josh Ortiz. Waited a little bit for the ref to throw that flag from the Hobbs Eagles sideline. And boy, he ripped his face off that time.
Man, I've been seeing a lot of face masks this game, man, and I believe, man, things like that get you hurt. Man, I remember one time, man, I face masked, and it wasn't too good for me.
So Ortiz, I don't think they gave him any yards on that one, but it'll be a 15-yard penalty against the Wildcats with the face mask. So they're racking it up on the penalty flag. So are the Eagles, though. 4 first downs for Hobbs. Pass reception good for Medrano. He is now 3 of 9 in the passing game, 33% success, although the penalty did get him the first down at midfield, 50-yard line on the right hash. Twins left, one receiver right, make it 2 now. Medrano with a 2-step drop, pump fake, rolls right, makes away from the pressure of the 50, up the sideline, near side, 45 for the Hobbs Eagle bench, and tiptoes out at the 46. He'll get 6 yards as he goes head-to-head with Kyler Reeves on the defensive side linebacking core, left side. So 6 yards on the pickup for the quarterback, as Medrano now has a total of 5 carries and 17 yards.
It's always good when you have a quarterback that can do both. Man, look for the open receiver, but also run the ball.
Stop the clock at 6:58 left here in the second. Still 0-0. Second down and 4 for the Eagles at the 44 of the Wildcats. They're going to get the ball up the middle to the right. 40 spins around to the 35. Continues to move, guys, and he will get the first down. That'll be 9 for Seamus Wright, the junior. He's got 6 carries now for 56 yards. And they are going to go with the hurry-up offense. Doesn't mean you snap it quick, but you get up to the line and makes the defense not be able to get a lot of subs in and out.
Way to get the first down. Way to get the first down right there, man. And as a junior, man, running up the middle like that, man, is good things to see.
Twins right and left, 1st and 10 from the 36. A little screen to the right side. Caught at the 35 for French. 30, 25, 20. And he's brought down just shy of the 20. Knee went down, they're going to say at the 23. But will be another first down off the screen to the right for the Hobbs bench. That'll be a 12-yard pickup for Justice. So starting to move the chains now of the Eagles.
This is what we love to see right here. When we're moving up the field and you get that momentum of moving up the field, man, it gets the team hyped.
Hurry up offense, 1st and 10 from the 24. That was the fifth first down. Shotgun to Medrano, fakes a handoff, up the gut, angles right, 20, 50, 10, stutter step, 5, and into the end zone for the touchdown, right corner. He scores from 23 yards out. First TD of the season for the Hobbs Eagles, up 6-0. So 23 yards for the quarterback, Medrano, his biggest rush of the ball game, and for the team itself, and the touchdown.
And that's what I'm saying right there, Ty. When you have a quarterback that are able to look at the field but also know when to run, man, it always make plays like this and came out to a touchdown. Man, what a play.
Yep, he had some good spacing, and he does a lot of jerking around there to get the secondary second guess and flat-footedness there from the linebacking core. Eagles going to go with the PAT for the kick to try to get it to 7. Long snap count here. High snap. They're going to have to pull out of it. Back to pass, rolling right. Looking for somebody as Ortiz lost it to the back of the end zone. It's caught on the back line. Nope, it's bobbled. It will not be good for the 2-point as Justice French went up high in the air that time. Kind of just lofted up as a bad snap on that PAT attempt.
Well, you know what, man? Great play by the coach, you know, something that wasn't expected. And so it could have came out to something great, but, man, unfortunately, but I believe we can get it the next time.
5:52 left, second quarter. Hobbs up first, 6-0 over Lovington. Coming back in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Six 0 Hobbs leads after a 23-yard touchdown scamper by Junior Medrano. PAT no good on the botched snap on the kick. Eagles getting ready to kick off here. It will be Beatty as he gets a long one down to the 10-yard line. It's caught at the 10, far right. Brought back for the Wildcats up the middle to the 25. Stretching to the left, 30, and diving ahead to the 33-yard line. A 23-yard return from right to left to the left hash. As the man in the return for the Wildcats was Jaden Gutierrez, and he's one of their better players. He's a free safety, but had 7 interceptions to lead the team last year, and definitely a guy that you have to watch on the D side.
Man. Great run by the returner and everything like that, man. But I believe defense is hyped up after that last play that they made, before the touchdown. And I believe they're hyped up more where we can be able to get some plays and make some plays.
Wildcats still trying to get that running game on track just a bit. They haven't had really any double-digit runs so far. Their longest has been 7 a couple of times by Diaz and Allen. 1st and 10 from their own 33-yard line, or 32. Left lineman jumping, but they're going to not call it against the Eagles, a 4-man front. They're going to pull out of the offense, and they're going to go change it with an audible. Allen wait for the shotgun with twins on right and left. And now we got stoppage here. Is it going to be a foul or is it going to be a timeout? No, delay a game. So both teams have been hit with that penalty once each, and I guess this is first game jitters a little bit here, once up.
There's been a lot of delays, a lot of penalties, a lot of flags and everything, and I mean, but it's been a game. Sometimes when a game's is this low, that means it's good. It's not every time that both teams are doing horrible or doing bad. It's just both teams are ready to play, and both teams are anticipated to be able to get the dub.
7 penalties, 50 yards. That's half a football field for the Wildcats, not helping themselves. 1st down and 15 now from the 28. Shotgun, Allen, delay handoff. Around the left end is Diaz. He's met with a nice safety belt around his waist and dropped down to the 25. He's going to lose about 3 or 4. What a good read for the Eagles. They had a couple of guys in there that time, and that's going to be the Hobbs Eagles sideline here on the near right. As coming in there quickly for the Eagles and dropping him down to the turf that time was Aiden Goyam. He is the linebacker, and that's going to be a loss of 4 for the Wildcats.
Great plays, great plays. What a tackle. And it's always good when you can drive the offense to the backfield.
That's the 3rd tackle for loss against the Wildcats, and 3 of those on Diaz. 2nd down and 14 from the 28 of the Wildcats. Twins left to right, shotgun. Allen going to roll right. He wants to throw. Puts on the brakes at the 20. He's going to throw it to the sideline. He has to get back to line of scrimmage, and it rolls across the line just barely. That was ugly. He was out of the pocket. You can do that now the last season or two. I think they're going to go ahead and let him have that one as an incomplete, but you're allowed to just chuck it to the sideline if you want, as long as it rolls past the line of scrimmage, although it looks like they might have called him dead on that one. That would have been another 7-yard loss, it looks like.
Man, way to make a play and way to put the pressure on the quarterback. That's what we want, and that's what you want as a defensive player, is to make that quarterback feel pressured where you can be able to stop him in the backfield.
Back to the 21-yard line. That's going to be 21 yards, 3rd and 21 for the Wildcats at their own 21-yard line. Twins right, receiver left. Shotgun, Allen's going to move Diaz from right to left shoulder in the backfield. Going to give a handoff, fake, and then roll left, dump it in the middle of the field. Caught at the 20-yard line, but brought down quickly. Jaden Gutierrez, he got back maybe to the line of scrimmage, lost about half a yard actually as they get it marked. But there was a swarm on top of him pretty quickly for the Hobbs Eagle defense. First in on the response was Isaiah Rios, the defensive lineman.
Man, if the defense can keep this fire and momentum, man, I believe games like this will move on forward and will move with ease.
So that's going to be 4th down and plenty. They got to get 20 yards on this to make it 22. Get a late guy into the ball game for the Wildcats on their second punt of the game. They've had 1 turnover on downs as well. Snap a little low, kick from the 10-yard line, little pump kick there. Going to go high and then drop at the 50. Takes a Wildcat roll, though, down to the 43 and out of bounds. Wouldn't have nothing to do with it, just waved it away from him. For the Eagles' return was Adrian Mora. Mora had a 95-yard punt return last year for the Eagles for a touchdown, so he definitely is the guy that can get it up the field for you if need be. So it's going to be Hobbs football. 3:41 left here in the second. Lead 6-0. We'll take a quick 30-second break. Come back with more Hobbs Eagle Gridiron action. After the timeout, Beatty gets a 25-yard fade to the sideline of the near side and a late flag on the play in front of the 31-yard line. So Beatty, a 25-yard reception, his second catch. Eagles are now 5 of 11 in the passing game. Wait to see what the call is here. Sideline official on the near side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench made the call after the catch. Beatty went kind of down low and then caped up the sideline. Unsportsmanlike conduct, Eagles, that's going to be 15. Not a good situation on that one. Hobbs now tacked with 3 15-yard penalties here in the first half.
Composure. We have to keep our composure. That's the great thing. And I see Coach Stevens out there, man, getting irritated about the same thing over and over again.
And that's going to back it up for the Eagles. They've had 3 15-yarders, 60 yards and penalties. That's on the end of the run, though. They did get the original first down. It will stay that way, but then it's going to be a 1st and 25 instead of a 1st and 10. 6 first downs for Hobbs. Once again, they've had 5 receptions for 42 yards. Quick back up the line of scrimmage, try to get the ball set, and they're going to back up and put some more yards off of this one. Two more added, now to the 48 of the Wildcats. Still got to get to the 31. Actually, 49-yard line is where they're in Wildcat territory. So 18 yards is what they need to get. Wait a second. Now the head Whitecap says 1st and 10. So they're going to move the chains back. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 49. Both teams get a chance to catch their breath here. Think about what's been going on so far. Kind of a ugly game to get this one going for the season. Twins left and right. As we're waiting for Medrano to get the shotgun. Has Seamus Wright on his right shoulder. 3-man front for Lovington with some gaps. 2 linebackers right behind the front. Fake the handoff, throw right in the screen. Caught the 50 for Fridge. Boy, he gets his knees tackled and pulled up in the air and dropped on his butt. He did maybe get back to line of scrimmage, but a good wrap-up on that left cornerback that got out there and made the play for the Wildcats. That was a Chris Caceres with a textbook tackle.
It seemed like he hurt himself a little bit there.
Wait a second. French is hurt, but I think they actually called a penalty on that. I don't know, it was unnecessary roughness, I think I heard there. No yards on the cane on the catch. 6 for 12 in the passing department. But tack on 15 against Lovington. And you're going to see that trend, I think, once solved just a little bit. Once you get one team with a personal foul, I think the refs are watching both ways to make sure we don't see any retaliation. And the same thing going on the other side, too.
And that's true, and that's what keeps the refs on their toes right there. So they're always being aware for so many things and so many pinpoints to be able to catch on both sides of the scene.
7th first down for the Eagles. That one was yellow flag aided, though, at the 33 of the Wildcats. Clock to 3:30 left here in the second. 6-0 Hobbs. They missed the PAT. Trips left, one receiver right. Back to shotgun. Medrano waiting for it. Good snap. Delay off to Seamus Wright around the left end. 35, trying to cut it back left hash. Pulling guys to the 30 and flops forward. Looks like about 3 yards on that one for Wright, and more lateral running than forward on that one, and kind of dragging some guys on his back.
Man, the great play and great run by Seamus right there, man. The coach kind of had me fooled for a minute, too, as well, but I believe, man, if we can keep moving up the field like that, man, another touchdown could be right around the corner.
59 yards on the ground for Wright. 2nd down and 8 from the 32. Option to the right side to Wright, going right to the 30. Oh, he's going to get pulled from behind. Got away from the tackler. The Whitecap called I believe, a horse collar tackle, but he did not bring the man down. So if they call that, that's kind of questionable because Wright broke away from that and kept moving up the field. Boy, they call this a horse. Yeah, they called a horse collar on that one. I saw the pull on the back of the shirt, but you got to bring him down with that before you call it. You got to let the play develop, and he didn't on that one. But that's going to benefit the Eagles with another 15-yard penalty against the Wildcats.
And great way to be skillful with your body as running that play when plays like that go down. Because sometimes you can get hurt like that.
That is another 15-yarder. That's been 3 against the Wildcats in this half and 3 against the Eagles. I guess it's even.
Yes.
First down for Hobbs. They're 8th, but 2 of those because of 15-yarders. They're inside the 18, or make it the 18 itself right now. 1st and 10. Shotgun to Medrano. High snap. Pump fake. Lost it to the right corner of the end zone over the shoulder, and it's bopped around the defender and the receiver near that back right pylon. Trying to get up for the Eagles was Braddock Beatty, but he had 2 guys he was yo-yoing between for the Wildcat secondary deep near that pylon, and it kind of just got tapped back and forth. And one last swat at the football, got it away from Beatty. Didn't really have a chance to put that into his arms. I think deep back there for Wildcats was Jaden Gutierrez, the guy that leads the team with 7 interceptions from last year, the free safety. So incomplete on that one. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. Eagles can get a first at the 8-yard line. Trips left, receiver right. Fake the handoff up the middle, goes Medrano, 20, 15, 10, 5, he lost the football. It goes up in the air, and it's taken down by the Wildcats. A big man for the Wildcats. That thing squirted straight up in the air. I don't know how that happened, but Jaden Garcia, the defensive end, got a gift on that one, a helium ball. Somebody from behind stripped it and just kind of punched it up in the air, and that was up there for a few seconds.
Man, like a coach always told me, always keep that ball within your hand and make it like it's your lunch money. You don't want anybody to take your lunch money, so you want to keep it near to you.
Yeah, he really got milked on that one because that big kid is ready for the football. Didn't see who the strip came from. More of a punch out. The ball came up under, or the fist came up underneath and popped it up in the air. And it was like Medrano goes back like a cartoon or something. Where did the ball go? I didn't realize it was gone for a second there. That is a turnover, the first fumble of the game for the Eagles. Lovington has it at their own 13. Back to passes out of the shotgun. Dumps it in the right flat, caught at the 12, 15. Spin to the 20, and that'll be close, about 8 yards before brought down. The receiver, Paul Sanchez, getting his first catch of the ball game for 8 yards. That'll be the 5th reception for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 2 now from the 20. 2:05 left, second quarter, 6-0. Lovington leading, or Hobbs leading the Lovington Wildcats. Twins left, receivers 2 to the right. Shotgun Allen, 3-step drop back to the 10. He throws it to the 30, but throws it short in the turf. Receiver was trying to come back and get it, but that thing was bearing a hole there at about the 28-yard line. Nothing you can do on that one. And those are the type of balls, and you're being a former receiver, Saab, in terms of trying to come back and get that. You're going to have your head taken off even if you do bring it in.
Yes, man, and then you got to watch out for your fingers, too, because balls that low can also give you a jam. Being close to the ground and being close to the field.
Of course, the turf is not as scorching as it used to be in the old days. Doesn't give you the burns that it used to. Field turf a little bit more forgiving. 3rd down and 2. Shotgun back to Allen. Dumps it right flat. Actually, it's an out route to the 26. That'll be a first down catch. About 6 yards on that one. And that will be a first down for Lovington. That's Joaquin Vasquez. So Vasquez gets an 8-yarder. That's two catches for 29 for Vasquez. That'll be the 5th first down for the Wildcats. 1:41 left in the second. They stop the clock. They're getting the clock reset. The white cap on his mic here, trying to get everything set up here at the 26-yard line. Wildcat football. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right side. Now make it twins on both. Allen back to shotgun. Waits with Diaz. Fakes it to Diaz. Rolls up and then spins at the right hash and is brought down on his butt at the 29. Falls forward for about 3 that time does Allen. Allen's rushed for 5 times. And he's got just 11 on the ground. 2nd down and 6 now from the 30. Clock's not their ally right now with 1:20. Shotgun Allen, 2-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. Keeps it himself to the 30. Tucks it, angling left. And is spun down and brought to the 37. Close to the first down. He might have got it. Looks like he needed 6, and that's exactly what he got. Second back-to-back run there for Allen. 6th first down for the Wildcats in the hurry-up offense now. 1:10 left at the 37-yard line. Make it to 38 of the Wildcats. They trail 6-0. Shotgun Allen, twins left and right. He'll throw the out route, a high one towards the Hobbs Eagle sideline. It's intercepted but out of bounds. Good effort there for the Hobbs Eagle defender. That was Leo Jaquez, the defensive back. Leaped over the top of his guys on the sideline there to pull it down, although he's about 5 yards out of bounds.
Man, one thing about the defense, like someone told me, you never want to give the quarterback time to think. So you want to be able to rush in and be able to get that sack. But I see Lovington making some great plays, and Lovington is ready to play because when you see that the opponent team has a score up on you, it makes you want to get up and rush to the touchdown.
Sorry about not getting caught up on the scoreboard there on the internet. 6-0 is the score. We've been saying it verbally, but not on the stream. 2nd down and 10. Rolling right. Allen, pump fake to the 30. He's backing up. He's going to throw it on his back leg. Out of bounds, though. He threw it over the first down marker, but the receiver would have to buy about 3 ladders to go up and get that one. Definitely into the stands there, or at least the Lovington cheerleaders on the far right sideline. Incomplete. So that's going to still stop the clock, though, which is the benefit for the Wildcats. 3rd and 10 from their own 38. They got to get to the 48 on their side of the field or longer, but they don't got a lot of time to do that with 55. They're going to move the ball back towards the left hash to reset. Again, just under 1 minute left in the first half, and Lovington with the PAT could take the lead here. Hobbs definitely doesn't want that to happen. They'll put 4 on the front D line, 4 linebackers, and 2 back deep in the safety spots for the Eagles. Shotgun to Allen, 3-step drop back of the 30. He pump fakes, backs up a few more, rolls left, gets some good blocks in the backfield, fires the out route to the 40. It's in and out of the hands of the receiver. He was trying to backpedal and catch at the same time at the 35, but lost it off his fingertips, landed on his butt, and tried to come down with it. I think it was 35, or maybe that's 27. Sorry, that's Pedro Munoz, incomplete. So Wildcats do get the clock stopped again, but facing a daunting 4th and 10, and it looks like they might just want to punt it away, not want to risk a turnover here in their own territory.
Man, he was almost left wide open, and the free safeties back there have to be able to stop plays like that and be able to be aware when footballs like that come towards their way.
Punting will be, looks like 42, which is not on our roster here. And he continues to look to the sideline, kind of confused with the 4th and 10. He'll get rid of it. A low one from the 28-yard line. He'll take a Lovington bounce. Scooped up by the Eagles at the 35, up the sideline, 40, near side, 45, and run out of bounds. Right to the Hobbs Eagles sideline. Another late flag is flying after he went out. Return man for the Eagles was Adrian Mora. Block in the back against the Eagles, trying to break out Mora that time, which will be a 10-yard penalty against the Eagles. But they'll have a little bit of time to run some plays here. And do you expect them to go air it out to try to get some more points on the scoreboard, though?
Man, I believe, man, when it's about 36 seconds on the scoreboard right there, man, a lot of things can happen. The miraculous can happen right now. And I believe we can see that here in this game, but it has to be focus and it has to be communication.
7 penalties, 70 yards for the Eagles, almost getting to the full field of yellow handkerchiefs. Make a little bit longer of a drive here with 36 seconds remaining, as you mentioned. That was a penalty against the Eagles on the block in the back, and they're trying to get the Eagle football in here now as the umpire waiting for it. Ball boy brings it out for Hobbs. They'll have it at their own 36-yard line. Got to get to the 46 for the first, but they're still on their side of the field. Like to get some points instead. Twins left and right. Still waiting for the snap here. As Medrano, he's going to go up the middle with it to the 50, 45, 40, and it's dropped down at the 35-yard line. That actually was handed off at the last second by Seamus Wright. He got the football. That'll be 30 yards. We look like we might have an injury on the end of the play that time. We're going to wait to see where they mark it. 28 for Seamus Wright. Good delay that on the handoff. Going back, Medrano at the last second dumped it in the gut of Seamus Wright, right where you couldn't see it on that defensive line for Lovington, and moves it into Lovington territory after a 28-yarder.
Man, great run right there by Seamus. And I'm saying, Ty, right there, the miraculous can happen. Runs like that, great plays like that, great ideas like that, moving up the field. Man, a touchdown can be able to come under 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that was a first down pickup on just one run. The best of the night, 28 for Seamus, 23 for Medrano on that touchdown run.
Wow.
And that only took 6 seconds. So you got 30 seconds to work with in the Wildcat territory. We're looking for the injured player. It's a Wildcats, and he's still kind of staying down at this point. And a good rest for the Eagles here, and a perfect opportunity for the coaches to really talk about what's open out there to try to tack on the scoreboard. Good to see the player getting up for the Wildcats and exiting for them after the injury. Chris Caceres, the wide receiver and strong safety, plays both sides of the football, limping pretty heavily at this point. He has to stop midway on the field here and kind of catch himself. They're getting him back up to take him off here. So Hobbs in pretty good shape, but I don't know if you want to be happy with 6 points up at halftime. I think you want to tack something on here.
Coach definitely going to talk to him the halftime, you know. But I believe coming back out, man, getting your head in the game in the first game, being out here, Friday Night Lights, sometimes it can be a toll on you, but I believe we can get up and get ready.
First down and 10 for the Eagles at the Wildcat 37 on the right hash. Trips left, receiver right. Medrano, who's been staying in the shotgun in this game, he's back with Wright. Again, Wright had the biggest carry of the game, 28 yards. Give it half to him again. Angle right, 35-30, 25-21 to beat, 15-10-5. Touchdown Wright. That's going to be for 37 yards up the right side hash for the score. Untouched, one Sovereign.
Wow. Wow. Ty, right there, the miraculous can happen at any moment, at any time, and that's how you make plays right there. That's how you make plays right there. Great run by Seamus Wright.
Yep, 37 yards in the score. Eagles will go to 12-0 and maybe want to come back with a 2-point conversion to make up for that missed PAT earlier. Both scores have been here in the second quarter. They had a high snap on the PAT kick attempt earlier and weren't able to get it in. They tried to toss it to the back of the end zone, but it didn't work. Of course, the hold man for Hobbs is Josh Ortiz, a slot back. And kicking for Hobbs, Braddock Beatty. Appears this to be the kick here. They're not going to try to make up that 2-point miss. Oh, another high snap, but it goes back to Beatty. That might have been on purpose. Rolls right, then cuts back left, tucks, 10-5, heads to the goal line, touchdown. Making a 2-point conversion. That might have been on purpose that time.
Hey, oh, man. That right there, man, I didn't know which way it was going, but way to make a play, and that's how you do it. Man, that's what we came out here to see tonight on this Friday night. Man, it is game time. It is football season. We are here.
So Braddock Beatty with the 2-point conversion on the run. He kind of ducked down to the right. That was a high snap, but it looked like it was right in his grasp there, and then cut back to left. Wide open field over there, so I'm thinking that Coach Stevens and staff saw something available on that other side towards the Lovington bench that was wide open, and they took advantage. 14-0 Hobbs. 16 seconds left, second quarter, back in 30 on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Thank you. Okay, thank you. So how hot it is. Look at that. You wouldn't even tell there was any dried out like a friggin' desert.
That is crazy.
And purple, too. I'm leaving the internet. Kickoff for the Eagles. Brought back for the Wildcats. Very short return on the far right sideline to the 25. About 2-yard return that time for the Wildcats. The wide receiver taking care of that one, but got swallowed up pretty quickly, Andrew Garcia. But the Wildcats only have 9 seconds. They've got to be careful, too. If you throw any short routes that are kind of wafted out there, Eagles pick off pick 6 and score. Bad way to end for the Wildcats on the road. I think they got to be conservative here and make sure they got plays that are going to maybe get you out of bounds, maybe for one more play after this first one.
Yes, man, you definitely don't want to make any bad plays right here, but you definitely want to be strategic.
1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line for the Wildcats. 9 seconds left in the half. Eagles up 14-0. Go with the handoff up the middle. Diaz, 30, brought down in the middle of the field at the 33. He's going to get about, looks like 5. That will run out the clock, so that will end the first half of action. Diaz with a 5-yard run. So the Hobbs Eagles, a couple of touchdowns in the second quarter. Big-time 2-point conversion by Beatty to make it 14-0 after a missed PAT on the first touchdown. And a 2-touchdown lead at the half. The Battle of Lee County, Hobbs 14, Lovington nothing. We'll be back in 3 minutes for the halftime show, live on Cool 95.7 and the Hobbs Cool 95.7 app, on your cell phone and the internet, HobbsAmerica.com and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Welcome back to Watson Stadium. Your Hobbs Eagles lead the first game of the season here, 14-0 over Lovington. And both teams a little bit lackluster in this game, but Hobbs definitely getting the scoring they needed in the second quarter, and those scores included a big play in the early on in the second quarter to get on the scoreboard for the Eagles, and that was Medrano on a 23-yard run at the 5:52 mark. He did the extra point was missed. They had a high snap, threw a ball towards the back of the end zone, could not complete it, so 6-0. Then in the second quarter as well, a 37-yard run for Seamus Wright. After that, a 2-point conversion as Beatty started getting the high snap, ran right, then cut back to the left around the end for the 2-point conversion. And that was 14-0, making up for the missed PAT on that first score with 16 seconds left in the second. So that's where the 14-0 comes from. Looking at the numbers, first of all, for the Wildcats, nobody in big rushing numbers yet. Diaz, their starting running back, 11 carries for 13 yards. His long was 7. And also getting up some runs in this game, the Allen, the quarterback, he had 6 carries for 17. He had one 7-yard run and 2 6-yard runs for his best. And Rivero had 1 run for 2 yards. So 18 carries for 32 yards for the Lovington Wildcats. In the passing game, though, they did convert on 6 of 10 pass plays. 2 catches for Gutierrez as for 20 yards, including a 16-yarder. Rivera had 1 for 16. Vasquez had 2 catches for 29. And last but not least for the Wildcats, the receiver Paul Sanchez pulled down 1 for 8. So 3 of their guys had a double-digit catch each in Gutierrez, Rivero, and Vasquez. They were 6 of 10 for 73 yards in the air, more than double the rushing yards in the first half. 105, the unofficial total for Lovington in their offense in the first half. Really shooting themselves in the foot when it comes to penalty zone, 9 for 75. And that included 3 personal foul-type penalties, 15 yards apiece in the ball game. So definitely got to clean that up quite a bit. They've had a couple of punts, a turnover on downs, and 1 fumble in their column as well. 6 first downs in the first half for the Wildcats. They did not score in the first half. For your Hobbs Eagles already in triple digits, Seamus Wright. He has 10 carries, 126 yards. His best, 37 for a touchdown there in the second quarter. Also had 1 for 28, 15, and 12 in the double-digit rushes. So great night for him so far. As we said, triple digits on the running game. The quarterback, Junior Medrano, 7 carries for 47 yards. He has a 23-yarder for a touchdown. Had a couple for 7 earlier as well. Also getting a rush in the PAT category, 2-point conversion for Beatty. And that was for a 3-yard run on the high snap on the extra point. Kind of looked like it might have been on purpose there, but definitely took advantage of that open left side for the scamper and the 2-point conversion. So far in the first half, 18 carries, 178 yards for the Hobbs Eagles in the running game. Looking at the passing department, not as strong there for Hobbs. They've completed a total of 6 passes so far in the first half. 2 for 25 for Beatty, including a 25-yarder in the second quarter. Wright pulled down 1 for 5 coming out of the backfield. And Justice French had 2 catches. One of those for 12, the other for right on the line of scrimmage, did not advance on that one, so he's definitely had 1 for positive yardage. Again, 6 of 14 in the passing game for 42 yards. Eagles total 220 compared to 105 for the Wildcats, so doubling up the numbers of their visitors 20 miles north on the highway. Eagles still having some issues with penalties, just like Lovington did. 7 for 70 total yards in the first half as they get closer to a whole field of penalties. Hobbs punted twice and had a fumble giveaway in the first half. Eagles definitely dominating when it comes to possession of the football and first downs. They had 9 in the first half compared to 6 for the Lovington Wildcats. Your score at the half once again, 14-0, Eagles over Lovington. Hobbs Eagle Band out on the field right now, and we'll take another break, 3 minutes, and we're back live on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and YouTube on the Hobbs Sports page.
hear it for your Hobbs Eagle Marching Band. Thank you also to our sponsors for your continued support of these dedicated young musicians.
Welcome back to Watson Stadium here at halftime. Your Hobbs Eagles up 14-0 over the Lovington Wildcats. And we just got an update on we had the big fight going on there in the second quarter where we had offsetting penalties, but there was one casualty out of that group. Amron Wheeler, the defensive end, had some big numbers last year as a sophomore and came back this year as a starter on the line. He was ejected from that group. We didn't see the official throw the thumb and eject him, but they didn't have any penalty yardage off that, so we thought everything was okay, but we just got confirmation that he was ejected. So, unfortunately for him, he'll have to sit out the next game as well against Artesia next week, a road trip. But you always hate to see when that happens, when there's big melees like that. That's why they have the big ref decision there, everybody getting together and talking about it, because you definitely got to make sure if you're going to eject somebody, they did do what they said they did. I mean, in terms of maybe throwing the first punch or not stopping when you're told to back away and you go in there and lunge again. But that's definitely a miss there on the defensive end. You're going to want to have back in the second half, which you're not going to be able to have.
Man. And it's crazy, you know, when stuff like that happens, because it kind of hits your heart. And sometimes you don't think about your actions until after it goes down. And so when you start to think like, oh, man, you can't play the next game and everything like that, it kind of crushes your soul and crushes your spirits at the same time, knowing that you can't be able to participate in the game that you may really want to participate in. And I believe every game you want to participate in. So it kind of get there, and I feel sorry for the kid and everything like that. But my biggest thing, man, is we can go out here and keep our composure and stay away from those animosities and arguments and fights and just play the game of football. We would never have to go through things like that.
Of course, Amron Wheeler, also a basketball player, too, so he's definitely a good athlete helping out the Hobbs programs. We got some scores coming in from Tiffany back at the station. Thanks for her for doing all our tech work tonight. Eunice in a big battle, 3-0, so 14-12 heading in towards halftime on that one. Dexter shutting out Jowl. That's in Jowl, 39-0 at halftime. And Tatum got the big win already up in the books, 30-12 over Escalante. So right now, the Lee County teams in action doing pretty well. One gets the W, one's in a close battle. Jowl really having a hole to dig out of in the second half. But right here, another Lee County battle, 14-0 lead. But you can kind of see that Lovington going to have to settle down a little bit in terms of the penalties. They're kind of running some kind of meager offensive looks so far. I mean, not really many damaging things against the Eagles at this point, and really having trouble getting to the red zone. Not really big numbers in terms of the running game, but the pass is starting to open up a little bit. Gutierrez has had a couple of catches, and Vasquez also for the Wildcats, and both of those guys in the 20-plus range, and just 6 of 10 for the passing game, which is not that bad. But, again, not any big plays to really put them over the hump at this point to kind of get some points on the scoreboard.
And, I mean, hey, I believe we're doing good right now, especially on the running game. And I believe the passing game a little bit more will be great, you know, great for the receivers as well, but also for yardage. And I believe we can get there. And, I mean, hopefully coming up in the second half that we can throw a little bit more to the receivers, a little bit more, just to give the running back in the backfield and also quarterback a little break.
Looking at the series between these two teams throughout the history, there goes the cannon. 84 games so far between the two. Hobbs has a win-loss record of 54-30, so they have about 64% of the wins against the Wildcats. Now, if you go back since 2020, though, Hobbs, the last 5 games, it's Lovington with a better record of 3-2. They've won 3. Hobbs has only won 2, so they're starting to see some good stuff here the last couple of seasons, too, where Wildcats have won both games up until this one. But even though the record a little bit to the Wildcats' advantage recently, Hobbs has outscored Lovington since 2020, 173-111. And you got to put two of those games, really big wins for Hobbs. Back in 21, they won 46-0 in a shutout, and in 22 beat Lovington 57-26. That was a 31-point victory. So that really helps you have a lot more points in the series since 2020. In shutouts, in 29 games that they had shutouts in throughout the history, Hobbs has had 21 of those 29 shutouts, Lovington only 8. So definitely the records go with Hobbs if you look at the full picture since the 1940s. But Lovington was going to make this a possibility of having 3 wins in a row against Hobbs, which hasn't happened in 13 years, and that's a stat the Eagles do not want to have in their record book on the negative side.
That's right right there, Ty. And it's always good when that coach give you that halftime coaching, and so maybe they can take it up a notch coming out here on the second half, and also made Lovington come out here and get their heads in the game and get ready to play.
Of course, both teams kind of dealing with the heat, 80-some degrees at the start of this ball game, and cooled off just barely as the sun went down. It took about a quarter or so for it to go behind the horizon there. But, again, when you're dealing with that heat, you get a lot of muscle issues and strains and, Charlie horses, stuff like that. We saw an injury for one of the receivers early for the Eagles that was needing some help. We've seen a couple guys go down for Lovington as well. But hydration, I guess, is the name of the game to keep in this one.
Yes, and hopefully all the players are drinking a lot of water, because water is a great thing when you're getting out on that field, and especially running routes, running fast, because I know I was a victim of not drinking too much water in the game and just catching Charlie horses and stuff like that. So I believe water before the game, and also, coming from that going to the second half will be great.
Now, what do you think the key for Seamus Wright has been? We mentioned 10 carries, 126 yards, a 37-yard touchdown, 28-yard run, 15-yard run, a 12-yard run, really breaking it out, especially to the outside.
Man, he's been running good, man, and great. And that fire that he's running with, if he can keep that fire coming out in the second half, I believe he can even top the notch on what he's doing.
Now, we mentioned last year's Hobbs Eagles, pretty balanced in terms of their offense. In fact, the pass and the run, both over the 2,000 mark. A little bit more on the passing side versus the running side. And Coach Stevens has said basically, what coach wouldn't want that? Being a dual threat out there, defenses having to second guess what you're going to do. Tonight, passing game hasn't really been really that brilliant. They have completed 6, and of course Beatty, who's known for catching the football for a couple of years now, and Justice French with the big body that he's got to get up for it. Not establishing the big-time numbers, but again, I think they probably want to up the amp a little bit on that passing game if they can get it going here in the second half.
And you know what? I'm always standing behind Faith, and I believe that both teams will take it up a notch, and I believe Hobbs will come out with that second half fire, because it's nothing like that second half fire better than the first half. So let's see how we can do it here, and let's see how we can continue forward throughout this game.
Boy, Eagles having a tough schedule to start the season and never backing down when it comes to that. Of course, Lovington tonight, they're ranked 3rd in the 5A. Next week at Artesia, who's number 1 in 5A in the preseason poll. And then Roswell the week after that, week 3, currently sitting at number 2 in the 5A poll. So that tends to be their schedule to start seasons against those 5A squads. And Roswell's had some championships recently. Artesia's won some. Even Lovington back to 2023 had a state championship. So these teams know how to produce. Roswell's had a big resurgence over the last few years, definitely a dominant force around the state. So Hobbs tested. Now, people look at that and say it's a lower division first part of the schedule, but still, these are good teams in the 5A.
It is, man. Great teams ahead, man, and great players ahead, too, coming up. And so I believe it's going to be a great season. It's going to be some time to play some football, and it's going to be time to lock in and really get your head on the swivel.
Now, you played back in 2019 as a senior. You just barely missed the COVID year, didn't you?
Yes.
That would have been a mess. I think you only played like 4 games the next year after you left.
Wow.
So that's, you played the game before. You played this Lovington contest. We mentioned in the pregame show, pretty much a dominant factor for you. 7 catches, 149 yards, and definitely leading the team, even though in a loss in that ball game was kind of a lopsided loss to Lovington. But, again, were you expecting to get that many balls in that game, or did it just happen that way?
Man, I wasn't, man. I guess it just happened that way, man. I guess just when you get open as a receiver, the coach have no choice but to throw the ball to you. And I believe, man, getting open is a big possibility, man, for you get the ball thrown every time.
It's going to be Hobbs kicking off, 14-point lead at this point against the Wildcats, who will get the first offense going in the second half of action. Of course, we mentioned Lovington with just 32 yards on the ground, 73 in the air for 105. Eagles 178 run, 42 pass at 220. So they're more than doubling what the Wildcats produce in those first 2 quarters of action. Wildcats, if you're watching on the internet right now, white uniforms, blue trim, and the Eagles black and gold home uniforms. They'll be playing the orange, black, and white next week in Artesia at the Wool Bowl. Or correction, the Bulldog Bowl. Wool Bowl will be not this year at all. Kickoff for Beatty. It's going to sail back deep to the 12-yard line. Caught over the shoulder. Fake to Starburst up the middle. 20, 25 with a stutter step, and then met hard. That's about all they're going to get on the return there. 15-yard return for the Wildcats. And for Lovington, that was Jaden Gutierrez.
Man, great start for the return, but I believe he got a little hesitant on where he needed to go. And that right there sometimes can stop your running game.
So the Wildcats will be at their 26-yard line to get this third quarter going. 14-0 Hobbs. 9-point win last year for the Wildcats, 31-22. But they lost 4 of their seniors from the rushing game in the backfield. Also starting quarterback on, Prudencio. And they've got Allen tonight, the JV move up. Twins left, receiver right. Allen will get the shotgun, hand around the right end. And there's the guy that just returned the kickoff. He'll take it around the right side, and that's Jaden Gutierrez. He only gets about a yard on the forward progress that time.
Great run, and it's time for the defense to get locked and loaded and get back focused. I know sometimes coming out from the second half, from sitting down, getting your legs moving and grooving, but it's time for communication and it's time to push back.
Boy, big yardage on Liberal spot on that one. They give him 3 total to the 30-yard line. Twins left, receiver right, shotgun again. Fake on the handoff around the right side, goes to quarterback Allen diving forward. He's across the 30 to the 34. About 4 or 5 more on that one. They might have inserted somebody else on that play. I don't think that was Allen that time. Looked like it was a direct snap. Maybe that was Kyler Reeves, the receiver that got the direct snap. It looks like they've inserted Gutierrez, so maybe it was him. He's the quarterback now. And on that play, they're going to give him, it looks like 5, so he's got 2 carries for 8. So I'm wondering if Allen went down with an injury or not, but we've been seeing Gutierrez taking the snaps here. Joaquin Vasquez checks back off the sideline, the wide receiver with the play call. And we'll see who remains at the quarterback position. Oh, wait a second. Now they got another number out there. Oh, it is Justin Allen. Excuse me. He's back to the quarterback. They did a direct snap to their running back or wide receiver Gutierrez on that last play. Now they're going to go back to Allen. But they're going to call the timeout. So a little bit of a miscommunications out there. Maybe they just want to settle things down. They can ill afford to have another 4 and out against the Hobbs Eagles, who'd love to add to that 14-0 lead.
And, man, I believe we can get a stop right here, man, and be able to get them where they can't make the first down, and that's what it's all about when it comes to defense. You never want to make the opponent team to be able to get a first down every play. You want to be able to stop plays every time you're on the field.
Coach Josh Bailey, of course, took over the team last year, 7-5 record, 3-4 in district, lost in the playoffs to Artesia pretty heavily. I think it was 35-7 in that game.
Wow.
But he used to be an assistant with Coach Gonzalez, who won the state championship in 2023. So Bailey has that pedigree of getting the help he needed to move on to the next level as Gonzalez went to Texas, and looking like he's going to try to get this team in contention with that number 3 spot in the 5A poll for the preseason. After the timeout, 3rd and 2 from the 34 of the Wildcats. Twins left and right. Allen wait for the shotgun. He's going to tuck and go around the left end, cuts it back, 35 to the middle of the field, go get the first down. Looks like just 3, 1 across what he needed. We'll move the chains for the Wildcats. And crunched up underneath the pile that time for the Eagles to take out the knees of the runner was Gavin McPherson, the linebacker. His brother used to play for the Eagles a few years back. So Allen will pick up his 3 yards. He's 7 carries for 20 now overall. 1st and 10 from the 37 of the Wildcats. Their 7th first down of the ball game. Back up quickly the Wildcats after the huddle. 2 left, 2 right in the receiving core. Allen in the backfield takes a shotgun. Delay handoff around the left end to Diaz, 40 to the left hash. Gets spun around a flag and back pedals his way across the 45. There might be an illegal block here after Diaz was broken free for a little bit. He did get 9 as he backpedaled about 2 extra at the end there. But that might be coming back. It's going to be a hold. I don't know where they're going to call this from because it looked like the flag came late, but they're going back to the line of scrimmage on this one, it looks like. And as late as that flag came in near the end of the play from the line judge in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the left side of the field, I think you would have to mark it off somewhere near the end of the run because that's not back at the line of scrimmage. They're going to say it was at the 39. The run ended up about the 47, 46. So it was about halfway through the run. Late flag on that one. But it'd be a 10-yard penalty for the Wildcats, and they could ill afford to keep moving backwards. That's their 10th penalty for 85 yards.
Wow. Too many penalties for a team, man, can slow a team down, can cause teams, effort to go a little down. But at the end of the day, it gives the defense an advantage.
So that would have been a couple-yard pickup for Diaz, but backed up on the holding penalty. That goes back to the 27. And that'll be a first down. And 19, it appears, from the 27-yard line. Twins left and right, shotgun. Allen fakes the pass, hands it off up the middle, trying to get to the near left sideline, trying to move the pile is Diaz. Little draw action that time, 3-yard pickup. And he really had to put some physicality into that one to keep the pile moving. Actually, I believe that they had moved somebody else in the backfield that time. That was Joaquin Vasquez. So 3-yard pickup for Vasquez.
And the defense, with an advantage like this, you never want to have the offensive team move up the field. And so you want to be able to stop them every play because it gives the defense a very, very high advantage.
Second down and 17 from the 30. Twins left, 2 receivers right. Shotgun Allen, 2-step drop back to the 22. Stamping around, gets out of pressure, rolls right. He's way back behind the 20. Does it back to the middle. Way to come back with a pass that time. Throwing on his back shoulder. Comes across to 35 and the catch made. That'll just be a 5-yard pickup, but saved a sack in the backfield as he connects with Jaden Gutierrez.
Man, heck of a play by the quarterback on the offensive side on Lovington Wildcats because, and you got to think about it, Lovington always had a good line of quarterbacks throughout their previous years of football. And so a heck of a pass right there. But the defense have to stay afloat for passes and throws like that.
3 catches, 25 yards for Gutierrez. Lovington now 7 of 11 in the passing game. 3rd down and 12, though. Got to be a big play here to keep moving down the field for the Wildcats who trail 14-0. Receiver left, 2 to the right side. Shotgun Allen. 3-step drop back to the 26. Fakes a pass, rolls right to the 30. Tucks to the 35, and then chucks it to the last minute up the field. Intercepted at the 35. Eagles diving for it for the INT. First pick of the ball game for Hobbs at the 36, far left sideline. The ball just floated away for Allen, and that will be Hobbs Eagle football as Lovington not getting a good start to the 3rd quarter. Waiting to see who's coming off the field after the pickoff that time. I believe it was Javen Hernandez, number 9. Yep, it was. Javen Hernandez also plays basketball. He is the senior. Got a little size on him, too, 6'1", 190, and the first pickoff of the game for the Eagles.
Wow. Great interception right there. That right there makes plays.
Now 7 of 12 in the passing game. Eagles will take it from the 36-yard line, leading 14-0. Trips right, receiver left. They do a direct snap around the right end to right. 35, 40, stretch it out, 45, 50. Lovington, 45 to the middle. 40, far sideline, 35, 30, 25, 20, 1 to beat, 15, 10, 5, into the end zone for the touchdown. Seamus Wright, unbelievable 64-yard touchdown run from right, zigzag to the left, down the sideline for the touchdown. 64 yards for Wright. He is pushing 200 yards now.
Wow.
I believe it's 190.
Wow, I told you, Ty, that right there, when you can have that same fire and keep that same fire right there, and use it in the game, you will always make plays and be able to make yardage.
Eagles
wow,
going up
great
20-0 now here in the 3rd quarter. Seamus Wright, the yeoman in the backfield for the Eagles. A little bit of delay to get their kick team in here. Coming off the sideline right now, Josh Ortiz, he's the hold man. I don't know if they want to go for 2 or not. They're bringing in another late sub. Coming off the sideline is Edgar Zubia, the wide receiver. And he's running to the backfield for the PAT. Hobbs looks like they want to kick it, but when you start adding all these receivers in there, you start to wonder maybe they want to tack on extra 2 on this one.
Yeah.
Get ready for Beatty to kick for the Eagles. And Whitecap now is this going to be a delayed game? He's signaling something to both teams as he turned to the line of scrimmage. The play clock on the field sits at 25. They haven't even rolled the clock on that yet, so I'm not sure what that was about. So they're going to try to kick it. They don't need the 2-point conversion. They're up 20-0 at this point as Beatty gets ready to punch it through here. Good snap. Held down by Ortiz. Kick is up, and it is good. 7:57 left, 3rd quarter. Hobbs extending their lead, 21-0 over the Lovington Wildcats. The battle of Lee County continues in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Your Hobbs Eagles have extended the lead, 21-0, 7:57 left here in the third after a 64-yard run for Seamus Wright, his second TD. A long kick down to the 10 on the near sideline, caught in motion by Elijah Rivero. Cuts up the left hash, 20, 15, 20, drags a pile to the 17. He doesn't want to stop. Eagles finally bring him down to the field turf. So that's not the best field position in the world, but at least he got a little run back that time for the Wildcats, but taken down by the legs by Gavin McPherson, the linebacker. And looks like that the return man might be down himself as Elijah Rivero is now down on his back getting help from a teammate there and the staff coming over to help him in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench. So how about Seamus Wright, 190 yards, a couple of touchdowns, and those scores that he's had, one sovereign, have been some big-time runs for the Hobbs Eagles, 37 for a touchdown and 64 for a TD we just saw here.
Man, it was great, man. Great to watch, great to see. And, making plays like that and making runs like that, man, it helps the team, man, and it also builds the impact and the hype of the team. And that right there will help every time. And I believe, man, that's right here what people came out here to see.
Failed to mention in the first half, this is Military Appreciation Night, veterans and lots of people being recognized here at Watson Stadium. We like to salute them as either you watch a game as a veteran or currently in the military. All over the world, of course, we have our broadcast going on HobbsAmerica.com and our radio stations as well. So Cool 95.7 tonight, too. So you can catch that on the internet way across the globe if you like. And armed forces can watch games. I know it's kind of hard sometimes when you're doing some very important stuff for our country in defense. But, again, we love being part of the action for them, enjoying this game here at the stadium or wherever they might be watching or listening tonight.
Wow.
Wildcats at the 23-yard line as they do manage to get off their return man, Elijah Rivero. Allen and shotgun, twins left and right. Wait for the snap. Eagles have 4 on the front line. 3-step drop back to the 15. Throws it on the curl, coming back at the 30. That is a catch. About a 7 or 6 yard pickup. Get down on the ground pretty low that time to pull it down for the Wildcats was Joaquin Vasquez. Vasquez had a couple of catches so far in this game. Looks like they're going to give him, looks at 7 yards on that. That is his third carry for 32 yards.
Wow. And it seems like one of the players right now on the defensive side on Hobbs is pretty hurt, twisted his ankle, I think.
Yeah, there's a timeout called here. Yeah, leaving the game for the Eagles, Adrian Mora. That's a guy you don't want to see have to leave the safety and does play a little offense too. I think Lovington, though, called a timeout. I don't know if that maybe was an injury timeout. I heard the official announcing on the intercom. They're both teams sent guys to the sideline probably to get water with the way it is. And officials have that ability to call official timeouts for games like this. They're pretty human. We're feeling up here in the press box as we're yapping away. 2nd down and 4, back to live action. Make it 3 yards they need to get from the 30 on the left hash. Back in shotgun, twins left and right. Low snap, Allen able to scoop it out at the 21. He's going to get backed up. He's pushed down to the ground, knocked down to the 15. He's going to lose a big-time yardage. And look who the big man is there for the Hobbs Eagles. Mr. 330-pound Mike Meredith, the DL nose guard for the Eagles. 6'2", one of the best practice players through the offseason, Coach Stevens told me yesterday.
Wow, what a play right there, what a play. And plays like that, man, that right there will build the anticipation. That will build games. And that right there, oh, man, wow, what of a play.
Poor Allen got to completely sub-rolled to the turf that time. -9 on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down and about 19 here from the 15-yard line. And that just takes all the air and all the momentum out of your offense. You're not getting anything much past the 50-yard line. You're down 21-0 against an arch rival on the road.
Yes, and sometimes stuff like that, man, it can get you.
Draw play up the middle. Diaz breaking through, 20, 25. It gets flipped up in the air and dropped down at the 27-yard line. So he's going to pick up some of the mess there that they got dropped back from. And that's going to bring it up to the 29-yard line. So he's going to need about looks like 4 yards. So that was going to be 15-yard pickup for Diaz. But, boy, did he get knocked up in the air and sailed down hard to the turf. Diaz with his best run of the game at 15. He's got 32 on the ground now. 4th down and 4 at their own 29-yard line. The Wildcats down 21-0. Twins left and right. Allen was going to go ahead and take the shotgun snap, but then looks to his sideline to get a replay here from Coach Bailey. 2-step drop. Pump fake, rolls right. He's looking for somebody. He's going to let it loft on the far sideline. Seam route. It gets dropped down low. Is it caught? Yes, it does. 28-yard line for the catch.
Wow. That was a catch right there. That was an amazing catch right there. And for Lovington to make a play like that, man, it shows that the team is still in anticipation, even though the score is 21-0.
Yeah, we got a hurt lineman for Lovington. 43-yard pickup on that pass reception. It looks like the man that came up with it for the Wildcats kind of backpedaled and went down low like he was fielding a hard shot to shortstop in baseball. Pedro Munoz had just checked in, and he gets a big one there. So first catch of the game for Munoz, 43 yards. And the first down. That's 8 first downs for Lovington. They are now 9 of 14 in the passing game.
And you got to give shout out to the coach, man, for making a play like that and taking a risk, especially them being so far back in yardage. And so by him making a play for his first catch of the game, man, you got to clap it up.
First down again, as we mentioned, for Lovington into Hobbs territory, one of their deepest possessions of this game. They're at the Eagle 33-yard line on the right hash, trailing 21-0, though, with 5:37 left here in the third. Kind of change of momentum here for the Wildcats as they come back up the line of scrimmage. Twins right and left. Allen in the backfield has Diaz on his left shoulder. Back of the 39-yard line. Low snap, scoops it up, hands off to Diaz around the right end. 30, breaks it up to the 25 and drops ahead to the right hash at the 24-yard line. Diaz about a yard shy of the first down. And he's starting to come on here in the third quarter. He has 3 carries for 28 yards and 41 overall. He had 13 at the half. 14 total carries for Diaz. Second down and 1 now at the 24. And how would that change this game? Wildcats getting on the scoreboard with still a whole quarter plus 5 minutes remaining.
Man, if both sides can keep playing, but if Lovington keep playing, man, Hobbs going to have to buckle up because it seems like they're ready to go, and they're understanding what the scoreboard looks like.
Eagles were down 17-2 at half in the game last year. Lovington ended up pulling out the win in the fourth. Shotgun, delay handoff. Diaz cuts it to the right, goes up to the 20, and tries to throw his body for an extra. Plenty enough for the first down. That's going to be 5, make it 6 for Diaz. And continues to move it forward for the Wildcats. That'll be the 9th first down. And now he's got 47 yards on the ground on 15 carries. So he's kind of the go-to man here in the third quarter. And you said this before, I mean, just as a wide receiver too, if things are working good for a player, you go to him until they start stopping him. And he's not getting it stopped right here in this third.
That's right.
Twins left, receiver right, another low snap, giving it over to Diaz again. He's going to get met, though, in the back and brought backwards in the backfield and getting that first bear hug on him that time for the Eagles linebacker, Gavin McPherson. Sometimes you go to the well too many times on a bad snap, and that delay handoff gets the time for the linebackers and the cornerbacks to make some good angles to you.
That's true. And also, sometimes you don't want to never give the other side, the opponent's side, the thought of knowing that you're going to do that play every time, knowing that you're going to give the ball to this person every time. So when it's time to switch it up, it'd be good to switch it up.
I really doubt Coach Bailey's game plan was to snap low those 2 in a row. I mean, that's not part of what you want to see out there.
That's right.
Good job for Allen to keep his fingertips, the quarterback, underneath that football on the turf to keep it from being a fumble. Second down and 11 now from the 20 of the Eagles at the right hash. 21-0 Hobbs. Twins left, receiver right. They're going to fake the handoff to Diaz. Back to pass. Allen going to scramble right. Gets tripped up from behind an ankle sweep. Don't know if he went down before the release. They're going to call that incomplete. Boy, he had some penetration coming at him for the Eagles.
And you don't want to, as a defensive player, you don't want to let up pressure on the quarterback because sometimes you can be up so much in scoreboard that you kind of let up and start getting a little lazy. So I believe we can still pick up the game and still have that same fire like the scoreboard is 0-0. The game of the defense will be even more pressurable.
Trying to see who that was that got through there on the left side of the line. We'll have to wait and check on that one. I believe that was Jeremiah Mackey, the defensive tackle for the Eagles. Incomplete pass, though. They didn't give him the sack in the backfield. Third down and 11 from the 20. Twins left and right, back to pass Allen. 3-step drop, stays flat-footed, steps up in the pocket, fires the post route back in the end zone. That's a touchdown. It's going to be a 20-yard pass to the right side of the end zone on the post from left to right in the hands of the receiver. And coming up with the catch is Joaquin Vasquez for 20 yards. Mentioned his name several times. Comes up big on that one. Touchdown. 3 catches for 49 yards, and the score for the Wildcats. They are now 10 of 16 in the passing game.
And he's out there making plays for Lovington. And that's the thing, the defense do not want to let up. Because of the scoreboard, you still have to be able to make plays and still be able to put out pressure.
They get a late sub off the field. That almost was a penalty. They're going to go with the PAT here for the Wildcats. Caleb Aranda will kick. Good snap. Kick is up. And the kick is through the uprights. 3:13 left here in the third. Wildcats on the scoreboard here at Watson Stadium, but it's the Eagles leading 21-7. Take that 60-second break. Come back live on HobbsAmerica.com, YouTube, Cool 95.7, and on the Cool 95.7 app. (21-7) your score, third quarter here at Watson Stadium. 3:13 remaining after a 20-yard pass. Allen hooking up to the back of the end zone off a post route, going to Hoquin to get their first score of the ball game, and I guess that gives you a little bit more juice to take on this team here at Watson Stadium. Wildcats get a kickoff from the 40-yard line. Getting ready to do the kick is Caleb Aranda, the man that just made the PAT for the Wildcats. And get ready for the kick. Here we go. The white team will keep it low. Takes the slide off the field turf. Scooped up at the 15. Up the right sideline 20. 25. Stutter step. Head back around the middle to the 30. And then sliding down to the 32-yard line. Boy, getting sideswiped is Justice French. And putting his body on the line that time, one saw. And, boy, he was kind of this snaking around there. Now a late flag way after the play. Another personal foul. You can just feel that coming. Or, yeah, unsportsmanlike against the Wildcats. That's going to put them now at 100 yards on 11 penalties, and coaches are not happy about that stuff. You've already been penalized. You got chewed out at halftime about it. Both teams did, I'm sure, and you've got a 14-point deficit. You don't want to tack on 15.
Yes, man, you don't want to take, man, Tech, because, man, Tech can lose you games at moments and times, especially with a scoreboard like this. Lovington cannot afford to be able to make any mistakes like this in any way.
After a big hurdle jump when they got the touchdown to get on the scoreboard, now the Eagles going to have it at their own 45-yard line, make it the 46, leading by 14. But I think you have to have a very productive series right here, not give it back to Lovington, who just scored on their last possession. So we're getting ready for the offense. They're getting the ball set here. The Wildcats playing some defense now as the Eagles set up with the Twins look left and right. Shotgun. Medrano hands it off reverse, going from right to the left side, going to the other end. Actually, that was Beatty that got it around the left end. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, left hash, 15, 10, 5, and takes two to the end zone for the touchdown. From the 44-yard line of the Hobbs Eagles, that's going to be a 56-yard touchdown run out the reverse. Right came to the right side, headed off to Beatty going left, and there was the score.
Heck of a play by the coach right there. Great moment, great time, perfect time. Man, and precision, man. That's right there how you make plays, man.
Of course, Beatty scored that two-point conversion earlier in the second quarter, made the third quarter 56-yard touchdown off the reverse there. And now back up to 27-7. That's how you deflate a balloon of a team that just scored on you seconds ago.
That's how you do it, man. And Beatty make a play right there. He made a heck of a play.
And get ready to kick the extra point if he can catch his breath after the 56-yard run for a score. And they're going to take a timeout, it appears. Or, I don't know, both teams are huddling up. I thought it was a timeout. I don't think it is. But I think Beatty's happy that he gets to breathe it in a little bit longer. Kind of hard to breathe in all the humidity and heat that's out there, though.
It's right, that's right. And, man, it's a great moment, man. And a player to be able to make a play like that but still go out here and be able to kick the field goal, man, is something great.
Of course, his brother, the starting quarterback last year, both guys played on the senior varsity team the varsity team last year. Beatty's extra point is up, and it is good. So get a little workout for the Eagles. Braddock Beatty, the senior receiver. 2:49 left in the third. Eagles up 28-7 after a big score for Beatty. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Lovington scored their first touchdown minutes ago. Now the Hobbs Eagles return the favor. 28-7, 56-yard reverse. Pitch to the right. Flick it back to Beatty around the left side. He rambles down the left sideline, then cuts it back to the middle and scores. He got a little bit of bumped around there near the goal line, but not enough to stop his momentum as he puts it in the end zone. And Beatty with a 2-point conversion on a run, and also now a 6-point score for him, and definitely a big factor. Thought he was going to be the big receiver in this game, but he's running the football well too.
That's right, man, and that right there is real good. A player that can play each side of the football and be able to do everything up on the field. And like a coach told me, when a play like that and guys are tackling you, always keep your feet moving.
Yep, and he definitely got that last momentum trying to bounce off some people there to get the score. Wildcats bringing some more kick returners onto the field here. We've seen some good returns there for Jaden Gutierrez, although he went down a little bit hard earlier. He'll be back deep with Elijah Rivero. Here comes a kickoff from Beatty. It's going to sail back to the 10 and roll out of bounds. That will be a penalty flag here. They can tack on a flag and move it up a little bit on the field, or they can get a re-kick if they like after a 5-yard penalty. 35 is where it would go to if they decide to just take it there. Did go out about the 12 or so yard line. 2:49 left here in the third. 28-7, Eagles with the 3-touchdown lead at this point. Of course, on the road next week, Hobbs going to Artesia to play the Bulldogs, who were ranked first in the preseason poll in the 5A. Lost in the championship last year to Roswell, so that's a tough Lovington district. I mean, lots of teams vying for state championships year after year.
Right. And so, I mean, if we can keep up games like this, man, and Hobbs can keep that momentum, that fire always from the start and the beginning of the game, I believe, man, this season, man, can be very good for them.
Now, the 2 touchdowns Eagles have scored recently, 64 yards for Wright, 56 yards for Beatty. That's a 120 yards right there, plus the 37-yard rush for Wright for a touchdown. I mean, we're talking big numbers on magnificent runs out on the field tonight.
Wow, man, and we love to see it, man, and that's what football is all about. And the whole crowd came out here to see a great game and see plays like that.
Wildcats have it 1st and 10 from their 35, their best field position for a long time on the kick returns. Fakes the pass on the screen left. Allen going to head right in the run. The quarterback keeper 40, and actually got slided down before he got to the 40. Thought his forward momentum was going to get him there, and he's going to hit just 4 on that play. Allen has had 3 carries here in the third quarter for -2, so he's down to 15 now on 9 carries. 2:29 and ticking here in the third. It's 28-7. Eagles are definitely wanting to stay away from losing 3 in a row to Lovington, which hasn't happened for 13 years, but it looks pretty tough for the Wildcats to get that 3rd win in a row.
Yeah.
2nd down and 6 down from the Wildcat 39-yard line. Trips right, receiver left. Allen by himself in the backfield. Or 2 receivers left. 2-step drop. Stays pocket, flings it down the middle on the post to the 50. A spin move down to the 47 of the Eagles. That will be a 1st down. And it'll be about a 14-yard pickup up the middle of the field past the Hobbs logo. Diaz is the man, the running back coming out of the backfield that time. So 14 for Diaz. In fact, that was just his first catch of the ball game, but he is a running back most of the time. Moves the chains. 10th 1st down for the Wildcats. That's your 11th reception on 17 attempts. Kind of a hurry-up offense now as they move it up to the Hobbs Eagle 47. Trends left and right, shotgun. Allen, delay handoff around the right into Diaz, 45-40 up the side, 35-30, 1 to beat, 25-20, 15, 10-5, pulled down at the 4-yard line. Gonna be 43 yards for Diaz, and somebody just reaches out at the last second to pull him down.
Way to run by Diaz, way to run, and good stop, man, by the safety. And I'm telling you, hey, you want to be able to stop plays and not be able to make an open field like that for the offense, especially as a defense, as a player.
11 1st downs for the Wildcats. Adrian Mora, the saving grace on that play. So actually it's 44 yards. They're going to mark it at the 3-yard line of the Hobbs Eagles. Wildcats returning the favor here. Hobbs trying to keep it out of the end zone. Trips left, receivers 1 to the right side. High snap. Give off to Diaz, angling right, bounces off an Eagle tackler, then tries to head outside of the sideline in front of the Wildcat bench to the right side, but he's bounced down. Comes down pinball style to the turf, and looks like he might have lost about a half a yard, or maybe got back to the line of scrimmage as they look like they'll reset it to the 3-yard line. Actually, they give him a half a yard. We'll give him 1, I guess, on that one. We don't deal with half a yards.
When the offense come close to a play like this and close to the touchdown like this, the defense want to be in good communication, because to be able to stop plays like this, especially so close on the goal line, that, hey, you just want to have great communication.
Got to jam that middle, too, but Diaz likes to head outside as well. 4 on the front line for the Eagles on a 2nd and goal from the 2. Shotgun, Allen. He's going to dump it into the right flat. The ball is bobbled around on the goal line and brought down finally. Juggling it was Kyler Reeves, but he was wide open that time. Only a net gain of 2, but a touchdown. 6 points on the scoreboard. Lovington is not going to go down quiet in this ball game. We still got a whole quarter left after these 44 seconds. So 2-yard reception. And I believe that was his first catch of the game for Reeves. He was a big factor last year in the receiving corps. So touchdown on that one, the 12th completion for the Wildcats. And ready for the PAT, a high snap, and it looks like there's a whistle before the ball was put down for the kick. As waiting patiently was Caleb Aranda. Offsides on the Eagles, and really that doesn't matter much. I mean, if you were to go half the distance, it really doesn't help kickers when you're that close to the 3 anyway to make it to 1.5. That could make it change to a 2-point conversion, though, and that might be what they're doing. They've got 3 personnel coming in off the sideline for the Wildcats. Down by 15 at this point. 2-pointer would make it 13, which would make it under 2 touchdowns. So we'll have to wait and see. Yep, they're going to bring in their offense here.
And at this point, I believe it'll be smart, Ty.
Yep. Hobbs definitely had a problem with the handkerchief on that one. A 5-yarder apply, or half the distance, I should say. They're going to go with the run up the middle, and boy, get met quickly, and that's going to be no, you can't move up the middle of the football field. They try to hand it off to Kyler Reeves, and he meets a black and gold wall that time and shoving him back. 3 or 4 guys in on the play for the Eagles. No good on the PAT, so Hobbs will lead by 15. 44 seconds left in the third. Hobbs up 28-13 over the Wildcats. The Battle of Lee County continues in 30 seconds on the Hobbs Eagle Network. Little seesaw battle going on here at Watson Stadium. Both teams scoring back-to-back. 44 seconds left in the third. Hobbs up 28-13. PAT was taken away. The Eagles had a strong rush up the middle to stop the attempted run there for the Wildcats. And trying to see really who has the momentum as this game continues, One Sovereign.
Yes, man, and I believe if Lovington can keep that momentum and that fire, anything is possible. Anything is possible, but the defense do not want to allow the team that they're up on to be able to come back like that. So everybody got to keep their head in the game and stay focused.
Eagles ready for a kickoff return here. Nice to see one coming back big as Aranda gets ready to kick off for the blue and white Wildcats. He's going to keep it low again like he did on the last one. Slides across the field, picked up at the 13-yard line. Stagger step at the 20, 25, near side 30. Cut back to the middle. French is zigzagging through traffic and is brought down at the 34 as he came back to the Hobbs Eagles sideline, and that kid's not going to go down easy. It's kind of like oiled up down there, people just slipping off of it.
Yes. And a run play like that, man, he did very good, very good. You always want to look for your blockers. You always want to look for your open holes because those right there will get you all the way to the end zone.
So both teams are starting to give away touchdowns going both ways, but 33 seconds left. Hobbs definitely like to tack something on here, as they've managed so far in this third quarter to put in 2 touchdowns, but Lovington doing the same against the Eagles defense. Hobbs football, pretty decent field position, 1st and 10 at the 34. 4 on the front line for the Wildcat D. Trips left for the Eagles receivers, 1 on the right. Good snap, handoff up the middle, 35, 40, right, 45, across the middle, 50, and gets flipped by the knees to the side of the far left on the hash marks that time. As he's going to get, looks like 18, as Seamus Wright. So going to mark it 19 there for Wright to make the first down for the Eagles.
And that's how you run the football right there. And you always want to be able to make plays like, you know, the scoreboard is still 0-0. A coach told me that you always want to look at the scoreboard like it's still 0-0. No matter how up you are, no matter how down you are. You just want to keep it going and keep that fire up.
6 double-digit runs for Wright. 4 of those on his last 4 attempts, too. Definitely doing some big numbers. We got the whole defensive line jumping off for the Wildcats.
But it seemed like it was a flag on the play.
Yeah, they called it against the Wildcats. They had 3 guys jumping. I wasn't sure if Hobbs flinched or not. 5-yard penalty against Lovington. They've had 3 penalties here in the second half for 30 yards, and now 105 total, whole football field plus. 1st and 5 now from the 42 of the Wildcats. Eagles send 2 receivers left to right. More flags are flying before the snap. I think we're going to go back the other way this time. False start on the Eagles. Tit for tat going on here. So we're marching back the other way, back to the 47, still in Wildcat territory. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Shotgun. Medrano steps up in the pocket. Fade route, far left sideline over the shoulder, but throws it past his receiver by about 7 yards. That was intended deep down the field, down near the 10-yard line. That was Josh Ortiz, the slot back. But he had a full-speed sprint going on there and still could not reach out because that thing was zinging way over his head.
And he was wide open, and, it was a good throw by the quarterback. But the quarterback just threw a little bit more inch on it. So I believe we can get those plays packed down and be able to get that ball right into the receiver's hands. Those Hail Mary catches, man, can always be a go.
And I can't believe it. That did run out the clock as it goes down to the 0 mark. We're going to the 4th. Hobbs up 28-13 over Lovington. The Wildcats and the Eagles, the first game of the season, Lee County battle. Hobbs looking to get their record up to 55-30. Wildcats trying to avoid a 31st loss in this competition. We will take a break, come back live with more Hobbs Eagle football on Cool 95.7 and HobbsAmerica.com and YouTube. (28-13) as we start the 4th quarter. Hobbs up by 15. Their football 2nd and 10 from the 47. Give it to Wright around the left end, 50, 45, and spun around and pulled down at the 45-yard line. 2-yard pickup for Wright. Or actually, that was Medrano that kept the ball that time. So he's going to get, looks like they'll give him 2 yards on that one. So Medrano, he hasn't rushed the football in the second half. 8 carries for 49 overall. They go to a 3rd down and 8 now from the 45 of the Wildcats. Left hash, twins left and right. Shotgun for Medrano. Pulls out of the play and looks to the sideline to get the play change here, possibly. They don't always change the plays on those quick turnarounds. Medrano with a little delay. Fakes the handoff, rolls around the right end to the 45. 40 stretches it out, right hash, 35. High steps to the 30, and he gets rammed down with another couple of white Wildcat players in the play. And that's 14 yards for Medrano.
Man, way to run that ball and way to switch up the play by Coach Stevenson because, plays like that, man, it gets the defense on the swivel but also make plays for the offense.
9 carries, 63 yards for Medrano. Back-to-back runs for him. Now another late flag. Got to be a personal foul on sportsmanlike because there was nothing happening at the end of that play. But now there's talk. Hobbs Eagles are pulling back one of their players from the referee's face that time. I don't know what the problem is here. Still waiting for the signal. And that came way after the play, so it wasn't a late hit or anything. Oh, now they're waving off the flag. I think what happened was the ref might have misread what the kid might have been yelling or something. That's the only thing I could think of. Was the whole team kind of converged around the Wildcat coach is not going off on him there, so I guess they're okay with it. Hobbs football, 1st and 10. They've got 11 first downs from the 31. Shotgun back to Medrano, going to fire the out route. It's caught at the 25. French at 20, breaks a tackle. High steps, 15, 10. Far sideline, still goes middle, 5. In the end zone for a touchdown. He broke off about 3 defenders that time. A 31-yard run. Started at the sideline, cut back to the middle, and left a lot of debris behind him.
Wow, what a play right there. And way to be able to use your hands even when the corner steps in front of you, but always keep your feet moving. That's what it's all about. Like I said, those make plays. When you keep your feet moving through arm tackling, man, you will always be able to make plays down the field.
3 catches, 43 yards for French. His first touchdown in the ball game. That's the first receiving touchdown for the Eagles in this one. As we wait the PAT for Beatty. Score now 34-13, pinning this kick. Wildcats get a quick step on the first. They fake it, rolling right. Ortiz going to tuck go to the far sideline, putting his head down, but is run out of bounds at the 1-yard line. A little late on that one is coming up to make the big shoulder slap. It was Alejandro Pregame for Lovington, running him out of bounds and to kind of get low on those shoulder pads and drilling him. So no good on, we got an injured player. Looks like a Wildcat flat at the line of scrimmage now, and he's getting some help from a Hobbs Eagle player. Didn't want to make sure that he wasn't going to try to get up as he was flat on his back. Looks like he's holding his left leg. We'll take a break here as they tend to him. 10:49 remaining in the fourth. Hobbs extending their lead to 21. It's 34-13 Eagles. Back in 60 on Cool 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Eagles up 34-13, 31-yard catch and run there for Justice French. And missed the PAT. They went for the run, and Hobbs still up by the big 21. Other scores coming tonight. Third quarter, Eunice 22-20 over Ruidoso. Dexter leads Jal 46-0. And Tatum has defeated Escalante. The kick to Lovington. The starburst handoff on the 10, going around the left end 20, 25, 30, left hash 35, 40, 45, 50, into Hobbs territory, 45, down to the 40-yard line. Beautiful starburst play there. And we're trying to get the number. I believe that's number 5 for the Wildcats, Giovanni Contreras. And that started around about the 12-yard line. And, boy, what a big or actually Rivero on that one. And that's going to be 48 yards on the return into Hobbs Eagle territory, trying to stunt the growth of the Hobbs Eagles.
Yes, man, you want to run a football like that every time. Don't matter what the scoreboard looks like, and no matter how things go. And the way he ran that ball, man, he ran it with courage, so we love that.
34-13 the score. Wildcats have it in Hobbs territory at the 40-yard line. Their biggest offensive threat so far has been Diaz, the running back. Had a couple of pass catches for Gutierrez. He's got 3 for 32 yards. And Vasquez, 3 catches for 49. No, Lovington had a call timeout. Their game clock was down to 0, or 1 second actually, before they got the penalty there. There's been way too many mistakes on those penalties, delays of game called by both teams. They've had many personal fouls and unsportsmanlike conducts. Those things can be cleaned up by game 2, do you think, for both teams?
Yes, it could. And it's a way to stop it. I mean, focus, stop things like that. And I mean, you'll be surprised on what focus can stop, and it can stop a lot of things, especially on the field.
Update on the Eunice score, 30-20 over Ruidoso in the third, 52-0 Dexter final over Jal. Mentioned earlier, Tatum knocked off Escalante, 30-12. Only 2 other Lee County teams playing right now as this game, Hobbs and Lovington.
Wow.
So Hobbs, of course, next week at Artesia. We'll have that for you live, 6:45, just like tonight. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football: Lee County State Bank, Eastern New Mexico University, Lasco Construction, NMR Pipeline, Outlaw Sports Grill, Eunice Pump and Supply, Hobbs Express, and we'll get to more in just a minute. Lovington football, 1st and 10 from the 40. Back to pass. Allen gets chased out of the pocket, rolling right. Back to his own 45. Lofts the ball to the sideline. And right to the Hobbs Eagle subs on the side. Almost getting the INT and jumping in the air. He was left to catch a piece of that leather, although it was well out of bounds. For the Eagles on the sideline, Amron Wheeler, who was actually ejected in the first half, unfortunately, but pretty excited about almost the unofficial INT there. But, again, we're on the side of the sideline for the Eagles. So incomplete for the Wildcats. And they are now 7 of 19 in the passing game, kind of dropping off, or 12 of 17. They've had 3 receptions in this second half. 2nd down and 10 from the Eagle 40. Shotgunned Fakes the handoff. Allen going to roll to the middle of the field. Continues right. Nobody coming up on him. Pump fake. Tucks up against the 35 and slides to the 32-yard line. Getting close to the first down. Getting about 9 on that one. The Eagles' defense was backed way up, and he had a lot of field here towards the Hobbs-Eagles sideline. They give him 8 on the play. So Allen picks it up on the running back, or the quarterback, I should say. He, in this second half, he has got just 6 yards, and that's 23 overall for 10 carries. 3rd down and 2 now for the Wildcats at the Eagle 32. Got to get to the 30.
And, man, you got to be able to clap it up for him, man, with a score like this, man, to still be able to keep pushing with momentum, because you do have 9 minutes left, and then anything can happen, but you have to keep pushing hard and pushing forward.
3rd down and 2 from the 32, right hash for the Wildcats. Twins right, receiver left, back to pass Allen, 2-step drop. He gets swung by the waist to the turf, down at the 40, or make it the 38-yard line. Boy, no chance to get away from that one as complete getting swiped down by the waist.
Man, Meredith, man, he's making heck of a plays out there, man, and that's how you do it, especially when you are standing in the front line of the defensive line. You got to be able to make plays every time. So, Meredith, man, he's doing great out there.
And that kid's 330, so he's definitely putting his body up on the line. We also had some good help in the backfield there for the Devin Ruiz, a linebacker, one of the subs coming in for the Eagles in this game. 4th down and 8 as they go back up to the 37-yard line. Twins left and right, back to pass, 3-step drop. They fire the post route to the 30-yard line, goes low. Tried to dig it out of the turf that time, but couldn't get it. It was Jaden Gutierrez, incomplete. That was a 4th down play. Turnover on downs for the Wildcats, and it seems like the fizz is starting to leave the drink there of the Wildcats. They just cannot move it into that red zone.
And you know what? And games like this and times like this, when you make plays like this, it kind of make your effort and your momentum go down. And so it causes you to stop wanting to play football and really play the game and really go forth and stick it out throughout the quarter.
Hobbs will take over and got about 8:55 to run. You would think that maybe give it to Seamus Wright. They're going to keep him in there with a 21-point lead to just run this clock down. But although I think they like to score a little bit more if they could, get some receivers involved in this game. As a couple of twins right and left coming on here for the Eagles receiving core. 3-man front for the Wildcats. We're at the Eagles. And a man in motion now to the right side. They're going to give a handoff from the left end. Breaking away right 50, 45, 40, 35, 30 near sideline. Gets tripped up in the last second and gets somersaulted out of bounds. He's going to get 37 on the play. Let's see where they're going to mark it first, though. Might be even more than that. They mark it at the 25. That'll be 37. Yep, 37 yards for Seamus Wright. He's over the 200 mark tonight, and he has his last 5 rushes have been double digits. 64, 37, 37, 28, and 19.
Man, that's how you run the ball. You want to be able to make progress every time you get the ball in your hands. Every time you throw the ball, every time you catch the ball, you just want to make progress. So, man, he's doing great progress out there.
120 yards in the second half, 126 in the first half. We're talking 246 overall unofficially for Seamus Wright, and those 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10 from the 26, breaking a tackle and running around the right end. And getting swung around, maybe a yard gain on the forward progress, getting the football in the backfield for the Hobbs Eagles that time with that receiver number out there, which they said 83. Is that what he is? I don't have an 83 on the roster.
I think number 3.
Double checking here. Going to use the old binoculars and possibly that was 23. Excuse me, not 83. Get my bifocals on here. DeMarcus Hill, backup running back for the Hobbs Eagles, so getting his first rush of the ball game.
And it's good, to be able to give them that time and be able to give them, that experience of being out on the field, especially with a scoreboard like this. It's time for some players to get out there and get that experience.
They give him nothing on the carry. It looked like he got at least 1 yard forward progress. 2nd down and 10 from the Wildcat 26-yard line. Delay a game. Been seeing that one all night long, one Sav. 5-yard penalty for the Eagles.
Yes, and I believe Coach is going to talk about that. It's just the penalties, the delays, and everything like that, because coming up to games and moving on forward through the season, you don't want a lot of those.
They had 70 yards in penalties in the first half, just 15 in the second, but 85 overall now. Shotgun back to the 36. Fake the handoff up the middle. Medrano, 25, 20, 15 to the far side. 10 spins, breaks the tackle, hurdles another 5. Drug out of bounds somewhere near the goal line. We'll have to wait and see where they mark this one. 2-yard line, make that about 27 on the carry for Medrano.
Man, a quarterback that can be able to run the ball but also throw the ball, man, it's something dangerous. And so, man, if he can keep this up, man, not only just in this game but moving on towards the other games, the next game, because, you know, they got our teacher coming up next Friday. So, I mean, I believe, man, this is going to be a great team this year.
7:15 remaining, fourth quarter. Hobbs up by 21, 34-13. 27-yarder there for Medrano. The 13th first down for the Eagles. No more chances for first on this drive as they're at the 3-yard line. Taking their time, though. The clock not running. He got out of bounds on that one as he tried to lunge toward the goal line. Just have to hit the pylon in the air if you need to touch the ball on that pylon. That's a touchdown. Now there's another delay of game. There we go again. Got to look at that play clock. It's on the field behind the end zone there. Plus, when you have the clock stopped, there's no reason to have an issue with that. I mean, you got plenty of time to get set up and run the play. So another 5-yarder, 20 yards in penalties in the second half. That's going to be 90 now. They're going to come around the left end. Medrano with the 10, 5, and gets up in it. 2 defenders slam him hard to the turf. 4-yard pickup for Medrano. He had his legs taken out hard that time by Kyler Reeves, the linebacker. So 4 for Medrano.
And when plays come and you run the ball like that and people are coming up to your ankles, because he's a pretty tall quarterback, so you always want to be able to use that stiff form because you want to be able to prevent any injuries, because when you're tall like that, a lot of people love to come after the legs.
47 yards in the second half, 47 in the first half for Medrano. He's got 94, getting close to 100 now. Second down and goal. Up the middle goes right, trying to shake and bake, pulling the pile with him to the goal line. That's a touchdown. Big help on the front line for the Eagles. That'll be a 4-yard rush for a TD for Seamus Wright. That's going to be his 3rd touchdown of the game. The smallest one of the night, though. He had a 37-yarder, 64-yarder, now a 4-yarder, but he'll take it.
Wow, man. Way to go in and make a play for the team. So that's always good. It's always great. And so, man, you got to be able to stop the run play, because if coach know that the run play is winning, the coach is going to go there every time. And I believe it's working for the Eagles.
Yep, they continue to rack up the points. 40-13, pinning the PAT. We've got 6:27 remaining here in the fourth. 27-point lead, could be 28. Still about a touchdown away from the mercy rule, though. Here's the kick. 2 guys coming at him from both sides that time, but putting it through the uprights. Once again, as he's done all night long, Braddock Beatty. 41-13 your score. Hobbs up by 28. The Battle of Lee County. Hobbs controlling here at Watson Stadium with 6:27 remaining. Come back with us in 60 seconds on the Hobbs Network. Hobbs Eagles up 41-13, a 28-point lead, just 7 away from the mercy roll clock. Wildcats have a chance to run some offense here as Beatty gets ready to kick off from the 40. This one is end over end, going to drop at the 15, caught by the Wildcats, far left sideline, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 to the middle, till the 47, and finally brought down. That kid's got some speed, Jaden Gutierrez. Definitely doing some zigzagging that time and get close to midfield. So good field position for the Wildcats, who would like to get some more points on the board. The clock not in their advantage right now with just 6:19 remaining and down by 28, but definitely don't want to go down as big as it is right now against a Lee County rival.
But you do want to say, man, Lovington's return game has been great, has been well. And if their offense can be as great as their return game, man, I'm telling you, man, they'll always be good.
Hobbs has scored 4 touchdowns here in the second half, just 2 for the Wildcats, so doubling up there for the Eagles. That's the 28-point lead. Hobbs or Lovington staying in the huddle a little longer this time, breaking it. Run up to the line of scrimmage at the 48. They got one receiver right, bunched up receivers on the left side, two of them. They're going to pitch left. Diaz going to head outside. Does a little cut to the 45, lunges to the goal or the line of scrimmage that time. Just got back barely to it, so no gain on the play for Diaz. A lot of lateral running that time to the far left sideline in front of the Wildcat bench. So Diaz, nothing on that play. He did have a 44-yarder in this second half. 15-yard face mask on the Eagles. That'll be another 15-yarder tacked on.
Man, I've been seeing a lot of penalties, man, delays of games and everything, and I believe this would make this game, kind of a difficulty at the same time. People made plays on both sides of the ball, but the delays and the penalties, man, can just slow down the game.
That puts the Eagles over the 100 mark now. They've got 105 yards on 12 penalties. 1st and 10 now from the 37 of the Eagles. Wildcat football. Twins left and right, rolling right. And he's just going to tuck it and go. The quarterback to the 35 and tiptoes out of bounds. Not much of a gain on that play for Justin Allen. Looks like give him 2 on that, right on the 35-yard line. He saw a big wave of black defenders coming for the Hobbs Eagles and really getting quick out there. Joseph Reza and also Leo Hawkes. 2 yards pick up. Actually just going to give him 1 now. They mark it back a little bit. So we get huddle back up for the Wildcats. Not a lot of urgency here, down by 28. Clock ticking. Actually got out of bounds. They did stop it with 5:51 remaining at the Eagle 36-yard line on the right hash. 2 receivers head left, 2 to their short side in front of the Hobbs Eagle bench on the right. Waiting for the shotgun is Allen. Back to pass, 2-step drop. Goes it down the middle on the post route. Caught at the 25, and that should be enough for the first down. That'll be 10 yards on the reception. Got through the secondary on that to come back for it. So that'll be Jaden Gutierrez with the catch. 11 yards on the pickup there. His 5th catch of the ball game.
Yeah, man, great catch by him and so much, man. And I believe they still making plays and moving up the field, man. And that's what it's all about, to just keep going, keep making plays, moving up the field, and just ending off the game right. 5
catches for 43 for Gutierrez. That was the 12th first down. Back to pass Allen from the 26. Goes on his back foot and then tries to launch it to the far left sideline, well over the head of the receiver, about 5 yards over his head and about 5 yards out of bounds as well. Trying to get up for it, but no chance for Carter Moore. Incomplete. They've had 5 or 6 receivers making catches in this ball game. 5 catches for Gutierrez, 4 for Vasquez, and singles for the rest of the players. Rivero and also making that big 43-yarder coming off the bench and really getting him revved up was another one, Caceres. 2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats at the Eagle 26. On the left hash, 5:15 remaining here in the 4th, 41-13. Eagles up big by 28. Receiver left, receiver right, man in motion left to right. They hand off up the middle. Diaz banging into his front line, gets dropped down to the 25. Looks like he fell ahead for about a yard that time. That's correction on that. That's Jonathan Mendeville. Got the ball on that one. That's his first carry.
And, man, you got to clap it up for Meredith, man. He's been doing good and doing right and great on that defensive line, man. Just, helped make another play right there. And, I mean, that's what it's all about. It is great. And, man, this game right here, man, I just seen a lot tonight, and it's been good.
Good start of the season for the Hobbs Eagles to try to go 1-0 here. Trips left, receiver right, 3rd down and 10 from the 26. We got a left side of the line jumper, but they didn't cross the plane there, so they didn't call the offside penalty. And now we got a stoppage of Wildcats going to call the timeout. 4:30 left here in the 4th, 41-13. Your Eagles up by 28. Stay with us here in 60 seconds. We'll be back live here on Colt 95.7, HobbsAmerica.com, and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Allen back to pass on a 3rd and 10 from the Eagle 26. He tries to step up in the pocket, but swamped by the Hobbs Eagles that get through the line. Bunch of guys in there that time.
Way to stop the play. Way to stop the play right there. You never want to give the quarterback enough room or enough time to be able to give him breathing room or time to think on who to pass it to and who to throw it to. So, I mean, that's a good play right there.
Devin Ruiz, the linebacker, and Mike Meredith, the nose guard, both in there on that play. And that's going to be a loss. 5 yards for the quarterback, Allen. So -5 on that one. He's had 3 minus carries in this second half. Now it's a 4th down and 15 back of the 31. Clock down to 3:44 remaining. Eagles going to load up the box with 5 now. Trips left, receiver right, back to pass Allen, back of the 40. He's going to throw the out route near the first down marker with a yard short, though. That was a pretty big throw, but 13 yards. They needed 14. That's not going to be enough. And that goes to Vasquez. 13 yards on the play, but not for the first down, shy by about 1.5 yards. And that will finish it up for the Wildcat offense. The Eagles will have it for the hopefully final 3:34 as they lead 41-13 here in the 4th.
And it looks like Coach is bringing out the second string. And that's good, you know, because it gives other players and give young players out there to get an experience to be on that field and be able to make plays too and can step up.
Wildcats' 3rd turnover on downs, 2 punts on top of that, 1 interception and a fumble, and tons of penalties. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at their own 19-yard line. Bunch of receivers just near the line of scrimmage bunched up just for blocking purposes, it looks like. Shotgun, handoff to the right side. They got McCool in there now, the sophomore. He was in kind of a quarterback battle in the preseason as they give the handoff to the right side. And the ball carrier for the Eagles in the backup role tonight, DeMarcus Hill. We've seen him, I think, run one other one earlier in this second half. No gain on the play for Hill. Second time that's happened to him, just trying to break it outside. 2nd and goal, 2nd and 10 now from the 19 of the Eagles. Clock's going to run with 3:08 remaining. Cole, of course, another good baseball player for the Eagles as well. Twins right, 2 receivers to the left. They go up the middle again to Hill. He gets upended, tries to get back up before he hits the ground, and then gets plowed down near the line of scrimmage. I think that's a 3rd carry for him where he just got mauled there at the line, trying to get through the gap.
And you know what? I love to see it, though, Ty, man, because it's getting them an experience out there. It's getting them going. It's getting them ready to be able to step up and be able to show Coach that, hey, Coach, I'm ready. Hey, Coach, man, I think I should be in, you know, and that's what I love to see.
McCool stays in the game, and Twins left and right, very close to the line again in the box. Rolling left is McCool. He's going to tuck, tries to head outside to the 20. Stutter steps, dives forward to the 24. And he's going to get, looks like 5 yards to split the difference there between the first down marker. 5 yards for McCool. That's his first carry of the season. Of course, again, just a sophomore, so he's got plenty more years in a Hobbs Eagle uniform.
Seems like an injury for the Lovington side.
Yeah, they're pulling a leg up in the air, probably a Charlie horse there. Have to take care of that here and stretch that out. So McCool with his first carry. It's 2:05 left. As soon as they get this ball placed and the injury taken care of, they'll get the clock rerunning again. Hobbs up 41-13, 28-point lead. We mentioned that the series record with these two teams in 84 games, Hobbs with a record of 54-30. They won 64% of the games. Also been outscoring Lovington since 2020, 173-111. Hobbs with 2 big wins in 21 and 22, 46-0 and 57-26. So they scored 90 or make that 103 in those 2 ball games of the 172 that they've had in about 10 years. So, or not all 10 years, but about 5 or 6 years there. So definitely some big scores. But so far, this Lovington Wildcat team has a 3-2 record up until this one in this decade. But it looks like that's going to go to 3-3 with the Eagles win tonight. So they get the injured player off the field, and now the Hobbs Eagles will have it again, but 4th down, and it looks like 6 at the 24-yard line in punt formation here. So Wildcats will get one more possession, it appears. Good snap. The punt from the 14. It looks like they had somebody else punt for the Eagles that time. Double check that number. Ball's going to take a roll out of bounds, kind of a short hop, and just across midfield, so actually going to mark it at the 50.
And, man, I see that they got a couple second string for the defense going into as well. And so, man, I just love to see it. And then again, man, it's been a great game. It's been a great game tonight. Both sides of the ball, you know. Unfortunately, man, Hobbs took it up a notch, and Hobbs took it there and gave pressure. And that's what you're supposed to do, especially on your first game and on this great Friday night.
1:55 left, fourth quarter. It's 41-13 Eagles. Working on that 55th win against the Wildcats, going back to the 40s. Trips left, receiver right at the 50. Shotgun to Allen. He had delay handoff up the middle, but Eagles going to wrap that up quickly. Maybe a forward progress fall forward that time. That was Diaz. Fell forward for 1 yard on the play. Diaz had a 64-yarder in this second half. He had only 13 yards at the half. Clock's going to run. Wildcats not to interject to break the huddle. Finally get up to the line of scrimmage with 1:20 left in the game. And a second down and 9 from the Eagle 49. Shotgun to Allen. Fakes handoff to Diaz. Going to tuck it himself around the left end. Across the 50, but meets the wall. He's back to the original line of scrimmage. And I don't think he's going to get anything plus on that. And -1 for the quarterback, Allen.
Man, and they're stopping the ball out there like never before, man, and it's crazy, and I love it, man, because it's, as I see, it looks like a new defensive line of scrimmage is out there, right?
Well, that kid that came in at that time was a starter, Gavin McPherson, the linebacker, but he had a whole host of people helping him on that.
Yes. And that's how you do it. You want a unity of your team and be able to have all black jerseys on the ball.
That's actually a 3-yard loss that time. They put him back further than I expected. Third down and 13. Allen back to pass on the shotgun towards the out route to the Lovington sideline, far left. That's going to be 7 yards on the pickup. Guy made the grab that time will be Carter Moore. I actually going to say his feet weren't down, or foot wasn't down on that far left sideline. Looked like a good catch to me, but of course we're on the opposite side of the field here on the home side, so incomplete on that play. That's going to bring up a fourth down, about 12 and a half. Clock to 31 seconds on the incomplete, stopping it. And Wildcats look like to be in punt formation. We'll have to see if that really happens. And they will kick it from the 39-yard line. As unloading it for the Wildcats was Quiros. He's going to take a Wildcat roll and get close to the 5, but tap down at the 6-yard line. Good coverage there for the Wildcats. Hobbs has stepped up way away from the ball. That was Carter Moore with the coverage. Eagles with that punt. Or Lovington with the punt, excuse me. That was the third punt of the ball game for the Wildcats. They've turned it over on downs 3 times. They've had 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. Eagles have one final possession with 21 seconds left here in the fourth, up by 41-13. Is this a kneel-down situation, one saw?
Yes. And, I mean, I believe it'll be smart, man, to go ahead and wrap it up, and knowing that you got the dub and knowing that, hey, you got your first game in and you're 1-0. And so with a game like this, man, I believe they did great out here tonight, Ty.
Yep, to get that first win of the season. McCool is going to have everybody get in that block formation situation. Don't want to have any fumbles back here. They're at their own 5-yard line, and they'll shotgun it back to the 2, and then a late knee going down for McCool. He waited a long time. That could get a defense kind of angry at you there.
Oh, man, it's been a great Friday night, man. With a night like this and with a game like this, man, you got to be able to cheer on your team. So it's been good on both sides of the ball, but I go ahead and say that Hobbs Eagles and end up got the dub, and the score was ended off with 41-13, man. Ty, we are live.
Yep, cannon firing here at Watson Stadium. Eagles with their 55th win over the Wildcats. And that will put it in the books here. They don't go to a 3-game losing streak. It stays at 2. And so avoiding that one, definitely important in this decade here at Watson Stadium. So with the win, the Eagles 1-0 on the season. Heading to Artesia next week. We'll take a 3-minute break, come back with the Hobbs Eagle postgame show live on Cool 95.7, the Cool 95.7 app, on the internet, HobbsAmerica.com, and the YouTube Hobbs Sports page. Back in 3. Back here at Watson Stadium, Hobbs Eagle post-game show. Your Eagles get the first win of the season, 41-13 over Lovington, a 28-point victory, and lots of good offensive production in this game. Eagles had to wait till the second quarter, was scoreless after into 0-0, but then Medrano with a 23-yard run, missed PAT after that. 37-yard run for Seamus Wright, 2-point Beatty run on top of that one made it 14-0 at the half. Third quarter, Hobbs scored first, 64-yard run for Seamus Wright once again, 21-0 to score. Lovington finally gets on the board with a 20-yard pass from Allen to Hoquin, made it 7-21 in favor of the Eagles with 3:13 left in the third. Hobbs added another score in the third, a 56-yard run for Beatty off a reverse from Seamus Wright, 28-7 the score at that point. Lovington did manage to get a quick return score before the end of the third, a 2-yard pass from Allen to Reeves. They missed the PAT. It was 28-13 at the end of three in favor of the Eagles, up by 15. Two more final touchdowns for Hobbs in the fourth, a 31-yard pass to French, 34-13, and then a 4-yard run for Seamus Wright, 41-13. So the Eagles winning by 28, only up by 14-0 at the half, and it's kind of a reversal of what we saw last year. Hobbs was down 17-2 at the halftime in Lovington, but this time they were in the driver's seat from start to finish.
Wow, man, it was a heck of a game to see tonight, and so many great players and so many kids stepping up, man, especially from last year, making so much progress. And I seen the quarterback make tremendous plays, the running back, and also other guys on the team. And also, what we want to give a big, a round of applause for the defensive line too. I believe, man, they made a big impact out there tonight.
So let's take a look at some of the numbers, the highlights. First for the Lovington Wildcats. Leading rusher was Diaz. He finished up with 20 carries for 92 yards, so getting close to the century mark in this ball game. But that was based on that one big run he had in the second half of 44 yards. Other than that, the Eagles pretty much held him at bay. Only other double-digit run for him was 15. He only had 13 yards at the half, but still getting close to that 100 mark. Also for the Wildcats with double digits, but only 11 yards. That was Allen, the quarterback, 15 carries for 11. Actually, his total was less than what he had at halftime. He had 17 yards, so dropped 6, but a lot of drops in the backfield. 4 times he went down in the backfield, as you mentioned, that D getting through for the Hobbs Eagles. Other than that, not much going on in the running game. Gutierrez 2 for 8. Everybody else had single digits. Rivero for 1 for 2. Vasquez 1 for 3. And one other player getting a run, that was Jonathan Mendeville, 1 for 1. Total in this game of 115 yards on the ground. So that's triple digits for the Lovington Wildcats. Big numbers, though, in the passing department. They were 15 of 25 for 188. A slew of receivers getting catches. In fact, 7 total. Diaz had a catch for 14 coming out of the backfield. Gutierrez, 5 for 43, long of 11. Rivero had a catch for 16. Vasquez, 5 for 62, including a 20-yard reception for a touchdown. Also in the game for the Wildcats, Sanchez had a catch for 8 yards. It was Pedro Munoz getting a catch for 43. And last but not least, a snag for Kyler Reeves. Kind of a quiet night in the receiving corps for him. 1 catch for 2 yards. Once again, 15 of 25 for 188 in the passing game for Allen, the quarterback. They had a total in this contest in terms of all-over yardage of 300. Let's see, let me get my numbers here. 303 total. So not horrible numbers there, although you did get beat by 28 points.
Yeah. Man. It was good though, man. And you got to give it out. You got to give it up for Lovington too, because their quarterback, man, has some hard decisions, man, and some hard plays, but still made it through. And with their running game, man, is a beast. And so, man, they played all around the field, man. Unfortunately, man, it just couldn't come up. It just couldn't come up right and came up short. But I believe, man, both sides of the ball, man, had a great and heck of a game tonight.
Did manage to have 12 first downs in this game, but 12 penalties for 105, so that's more than a football field. Turnover on downs 3 times, 3 punts, an interception, and a fumble. Kind of a messy first game to start on the road, but of course that just kind of prepares them for the 5A, where they face tough foes like Artesia and Roswell the next couple of weeks, when district starts, I should say.
And you know what, man? It actually prep them up and get them better and get them right. And with the coach after this game, a coach would know how to talk to them. A coach would know how to work with them, especially during practice and moving on up to other games. I believe it would get them right, and by this game tonight, it will shape them.
I'll tell you the team that got it right was the Hobbs Eagles with Seamus Wright. 14 carries, 250 yards in this game. He had 3 touchdowns, 2 of them double digits, 37 and 64. In fact, his 4 out of his last 5 carries were for double digits, 37, 64, 19, and 37, and then a last touchdown of 4 yards. This kid was all over the place and definitely loves to get to the outside, breaks off tackles, uses the sideline, cuts it back up. I mean, just elusive out there.
And you can tell that, man, he's using what he puts in the weight room on the field. And that's what you always want to do. That's why, as a coach told me before, always make sure to put it in the weight room and then put it out on the field. And that's what he did tonight. And he used his feet. His feet work was right. He used his muscles. He broke down his shoulders. And that's what you're supposed to do as a running back.
Boy, another guy that stepped it up big, Junior Medrano. He had 47 yards at the half, but finishes up with 144 in the rushing game, so definitely helping out the cause there. Medrano is a kind of a dual threat. Didn't have a lot of passing yards tonight, but knows how to run the football.
Yes, man, it was good to see him out here and to play the way he played, you know. Even though it may not be enough, but it always is enough, and what he did tonight was a big impact.
I think I jumped his numbers a little bit. He had 94, so I gave him 50 extra there. My handwriting not too good. 94, getting close to that 100 mark, though. Definitely when you add that to 250 with Seamus Wright, you know, we're talking big time, getting close to that 400 mark in terms of the running game. Other players out there, Beatty, of course, got that reverse 56-yarder for a touchdown for 2 for 59. That was a 56-yarder in top of that. And that's definitely all the big numbers for the Hobbs Eagles in terms of their running game. They had 405 on the ground tonight. I don't know if that's a record for a first half or not, but that's got to be close.
Yes, man, and it was great to see, man. And whether it was a record blowing or a record setting, man, it was still all great to see all around. And I know a lot of people is expecting, let's see how it goes moving forward to the next game. By it being the first game, people want to see it more and more throughout the season, and I believe we're able to see that.
Hobbs been touted as a pretty big receiving core, very good people with Beatty coming back and Justice French, etc. But tonight, kind of a quiet passing game. But why do you need it when you have 405 in the running game unofficially? But French coming on, getting 3 catches for 43, including a 31-yarder in the second half. So getting the 1 TD for him with the return receiver. Beatty, 2 for 25. Kind of a quiet night for him, but he had that rushing touchdown, so he can't complain too much about that. Seamus Wright came out of the backfield for a catch for 5 yards. So in terms of the passing game, again, a quiet night. 7 of 16 in the throwing department for Medrano for 73 yards. But with the 73 out of the 405, 478 yards in offense, shy of the 500 mark. A big win to start this season for the Eagles. They also had 14 first downs. Going back to the penalties, of course, not the pretty thing. You want to see 12 for 105, but that's kind of like matching what the Lovington had. So that's kind of a wash if you look at that on both sides in terms of the penalties. But, boy, that running game was all over the place with Seamus Wright and Medrano.
Yes, man, it was. And I believe now with this game tonight, you got other teams that are going to be watching film and everything like that in that nature. So it's time to be able to show them that you got the running game, but also coming up in a few games ahead, it's time to show them that you also got a great passing game as well.
3 punts, 1 fumble for the Eagles on the 1 turnover of this ball game, but still a 41-13 win, 28 points, up 14 at the half, and they doubled it up in the second half, winning by 28. So a good start and kind of shut down Wildcats, who won the last 2 games of the series. Not this time around, though.
Man, it's good, man, and it's great, man. I believe I'm astonished right now by the game, man. And to be honest, Ty, man, this is me coming out to a game in about since I played, and so coming out here to see all this and be able to see this greatness and players progressing and so much like that, man, it is great to see.
Well, tough foe next week for the Hobbs Eagles, of course, heading to the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia. The Artesia Bullcats. Let's try that's the Artesia plus Lovington, but Artesia Bulldogs went to the championship game last year in the 5A, lost to Roswell. I believe that was at the Wool Bowl, but they're hungry too, and they've got the preseason rank of #1 in the 5A.
And that's going to be a game to watch, and that's going to be a game to see. And so I believe if they bring this fire and keep this fire up all the way from the first to the fourth quarter, I believe, hey, Artesia got something that's coming their way.
Yeah, of course, always known for throwing the football and reloading with receivers and quarterbacks. Always really liking to light that ball out as much as possible. But sometimes against the Hobbs Eagles in some seasons very recently, they went to the run game, especially the draw, because they knew the Eagles are going to be staying back, waiting for the pass play. But so Hobbs has got to be watching a little bit of the run game as well.
Yes. So I believe, man, and that's where film come in. And you know, coach going to have them sit and actually let them learn. And I believe they always have film every after the game and the day after the game. So to be able to watch it and be able to see themselves, to be able to feel areas where they were weak and feel areas where they need strength and feel areas where they need to learn that. And I believe going into Artesia, it'll be a game.
48-24, Artesia doubles up on Carlsbad. Of course, the Cavemen tonight, they're from the Hobbs Eagle District. 48-24, the final in that one, as Artesia gets their first win of the season. And, again, they're looking forward to hosting that game next week, as they usually do. I was going to check to see if they had any stats put in there for their in terms of their passing yardage in that game, which is usually pretty heavy. But they were up 14-0 in the first, added 27 points in the second quarter, so they had a 41-7 lead at the half. And then I think they had a lot of subs in there. They were outscored 17-7 in the second half. But again, I bet you second and third stringers are getting some action for Artesia as that game progressed. So you can pretty much expect that win for Artesia. But of course, Carlsbad is a team the Eagles will face in the district schedule. So we'll have to see how that goes down the line here.
Man, I'm ready to see, man. I'm ready to see the games ahead, ready to see this year's season. And by it being the first game, yes, tonight, and I believe it's going to be great moving on forward with this season.
Quickly, running down some scores that we mentioned, Jal was shut out tonight, 52-0 with Dexter. Tatum beat Escalante 30-12 in the other Lee County game. Still in the fourth quarter, Eunice up by 6. Boy, that's a big shoot down going on there, 45-39. Over Rio. So that's a total of 84 points on the scoreboard in that game, and it's not over yet. Still going as the Cardinals playing their first game of the season. But the one here tonight, Battle of Lee County in the pocket of the Hobbs Eagles, 41-13 over the Lovington Wildcats to get their record to 1-0 on the season. We'd like to thank our sponsors of Hobbs Eagle football this season. There's a lot of them. That includes Divine Energy Services, TDS, Forest Tire, Master Plumbers, Badger, Devon Energy, Bel Air Bowl, SunGuard Precision, JBW Solutions, Hobbs Express, Eunice Pump and Supply, Outlaw Sports Grill, Innomar Pipeline, Lasco Construction, Eastern New Mexico University, and Lee County State Bank. Final words from you, Juan Sovereign, your first game on the Hobbs Eagle broadcast crew. Thanks for being with us tonight, and looking forward to that game next week.
Yes, man, I'm looking forward to the game next week, looking forward to the season, actually. And, man, I had a wonderful time, a great time being here to be able to watch some good football on a great Friday night. It's nothing like Friday Night Lights. So being here and as a former football player, man, it's always good to watch football.
Well, the lights are out here at Watson Stadium, as you said that. 41-13 final, Hobbs defeating Lovington. Thanks to Tiffany Stuber back at the station. For Juan Sovereign, myself, Ty Friend, we'll be back next Friday night, 6:45 at the Bulldog Bowl in Artesia. Have a great weekend out there. And again, we'd like to salute all the veterans and military members with this Military Appreciation Night at Watson Stadium. Again, have a great weekend out there.